What's up, THL? Salty Saturday, Week 8. Playoffs are closing in. I'm Slimsh as always, and tonight I'm joined back by JB.
It's been a while, but hey guys, what's up?
And got the Anarchist as always, producing. And we have our first match for the night. They're all set to go. We got me, myself, and I from Hearthstone Academy up against Old Greg from Defias Brotherhood. And me, myself, and I had Mage, Shaman, Warlock, Warrior, and got Old Greg banned that Warlock. Old Greg had Rogue, Shaman, Warlock, Warrior. The Shaman was banned. Big surprise.
Shaman ban seems to be a pretty standard thing. Interesting though, the ban from Old Greg on Warlock. What do you think about that one?
Well, it's very surprising. Old Greg has Rogue, and I know that if I'm ever bringing Rogue, I love to have the potential to go up against Warlock.
Oh yeah, I mean it's one of the big reasons to bring Miracle Rogue is just to get that to get in against the Reno decks. Although now could it mean that he's not actually bringing a Miracle Rogue and maybe more like an Amnesiac aggro rogue potentially?
I would think that might be pretty good against those two, but maybe not. I think most or a lot of them cut steps. Also, they've queued up, so I hope he was able to add you.
Yes,
But
he did
yeah,
add me.
I could see some cases where like you try to bring Control Warrior and have Control Warrior be good. But I wonder if that in that case if it was better to ban the Mage. But yeah.
About to find out. Yep, it does look like it will be a an aggro rogue, and it's a pretty strong start here. It looks like pretty much what Amnesiac brought to the America's playoffs last weekend, which is a deck I've been playing around with, and I find it a lot of fun. Like it's just really fun to play. And so it looks like he held the Swashbuckler, Argent Squire, and Undercity Huckster, and we're just waiting for me, myself, and I to put in his band. Me, myself, and I, one of my teammates, so I'm hoping for great success from him.
Oh, also, I guess it should be mentioned. Greg really loves Control Warrior. He's like a Control
Oh,
Warrior expert guy.
oh,
So he probably has brought that.
Another Arcane Intellect coming into hand for me, myself, and I off of that.
Ooh,
And that's
never
the
like to
worst
see
draw.
that.
That's
Never like to
that
see
feels
that.
terrible.
Because, yeah, ideally it would have been just Swashbuckler into summoning patches. I almost wonder if it's better to do the Squire here in this case. He's just going to get both of them out, yeah.
Both. A lot. I think a lot of people would have argued to just play the Squire there and
And try
just
to
save the
coin out the
coin.
Pillager.
Yeah, coin out the Pillager, or just save coin for a combo activator, or something along those lines. So me, myself, and I probably pretty happy seeing that start from Greg.
Yeah. Seeing the lack of patches.
Yes, the lack of patches is always a good one to have.
Which
Polymorph comes in hand.
there was an article recently that Ridiculous helped with Vicious Syndicate. Patches being drawn has led to, on average, roughly 5 or 37% win rate. If you draw patches, you are not in good shape. But the rest of the cards are pretty good. And in fact, patches is not useless. Patches can help make this Edwin bigger down the road, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, that's very true, and that was also a reason for maybe saving the coin there, because I mean you're not really gaining that much tempo at all. So you really, in this deck especially, you want to save the coin for either a combo activator to make your Edwin bigger, or just as just help smooth out your curve later on. So I'm a little bit surprised to see it, but right now, me, myself, and I, he has a pretty decent hand, especially with the slow start. He has Reno in hand, but we're not seeing any.
Reno.
Oh yeah, I can never complain about Reno, but we're not seeing any really big clears right now, which could mean that Greg is going to be able to build up a little bit of a board. So before Reno, I'm sure that me, myself, and I would love to see a clear such as Volcanic Potion or Blizzard or Flame Strike or something along those lines.
Yeah, Frostbolt's really good. Also, did that Ice Lance? No, the other Arcane Elect came off the Babbling Book. I think that's an Ice Lance that me, myself, and I run. So it's probably more the Freeze Mage.
Yeah, so being on his team, I happen to know that for almost every week that, I think actually maybe every week that me, myself, and I has run Mage, it's actually been Freeze Mage. So this is, I think, maybe his first time not running Freeze Mage in this league.
Wow,
So
that's some free information.
Well, I
everyone out
mean,
there.
well, I think he's starting to switch away from it, so I
Yeah,
felt it was okay to mention.
yeah,
but
maybe it nearly struggled one week. Yeah, but as long as me, myself, and I can plop down this Emperor, it's pretty good because the Emperor will have to die, and it seems hard to both kill Emperor and pop a block.
Right. Now, from Greg's side, are we looking at maybe a really big end win this turn, using maybe even patches to help it out?
Maybe even the coin too. I mean, what else do you need it for? Just make what would it be? An 8/8 Edwin, along with the big board. I think the concern's Blizzard, but you gotta go in at some point.
Oh yeah, and this is probably something that me, myself, and I is pretty okay with because he has that polymorph in hand, and assuming that he can draw some sort of clear, I mean, that's one of the really big downsides of this of this aggro rogue deck is that it can very easily run out of cards. It's kind of the issue that aggro warrior has kind of kept aggro warrior and honestly aggro rogue down for the entirety of Hearthstone's history. It's just lack of reliable card draw. I mean, having things like the Undercity Huckster and Shaku the Collector and Swashbuckler help by giving you cards from your opponent's class, but
Yeah, sometimes those cards are better than others.
yeah, sometimes those cards aren't great. I mean, they are class cards, so it
Yeah.
helps out a little bit. But now,
Yeah,
this
I
is
would imagine this is
yeah.
a pretty. This is probably even better of a matchup for Remo Mage than Miracle Rogue would be.
More than likely. Although me, myself, and I, like we've been talking about, has kind of been struggling to get any sort of clears. But at the same time, Greg has had a hard time kind of keeping this board up. So now he's representing, looks like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he could pop the block this turn, and I think it's likely that he does.
Is there much reason to?
I guess there's not. I mean, if you assume you're well, sometimes with this deck, you really just want to put on pressure and like force them to have the Reno.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you
And
pop the block then in
'cause,
case
I mean,
of
in
your
this
board
situation,
getting
yeah.
frozen by Blizzard or something. Well, that could have happened anyway.
Yeah. So we're gonna see this block popped, rather, and I think we will likely see that followed up by Reno from me, myself, and I, almost certainly, or he's gonna die.
If
And
it's
Flame
not
Strike
Reno,
comes in the
that'd be
hand.
something. Definitely not Flamestrike. So you could Reno, and you could also Mistress of Mixtures. You could even Ice Lance if you want, but yeah, Mistress. The healing's not even that important at this point. If me, myself,
No.
never goes down low again, there's just Alexstrasza, there's all kinds of things. So Greg just needs to continue to push at this point.
Yeah, he needs to continue to put on
Coldblood.
pressure and hope that me, myself, and I hasn't drawn any sort of clears. But unfortunately, we see that Flame Strike to the right of me, myself, and I's hands. So we will likely see this Cold Blood come down on the Argent Horse Rider, just because it's difficult to clear with the Divine Shield.
Yeah.
Or it's more difficult.
Reno's probably going to be forced to kill that thing, at least on top of Flame Strike.
We're actually going to see
trading, see what we got.
Cult Sorcerer, not the worst pull, not the greatest either.
Yeah. Okay, so decides to trade to do something along the lines. Gonna keep the minion too. He's gonna play kind of reserved now. I don't know how you can wait.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're kind of have to be all in. I mean, you're facing down the back half of 60 health, and you just have to. I mean, you're out of cards. I mean, all you have is Cult Sorcerer. I mean, maybe he's saving it to just activate any combos that might happen to come along. Yeah, such as Eviscerate or Cold Blood or anything like that. Now, it's a slightly awkward turn, actually, for me, myself, and I, because this board doesn't feel super great to Flame Strike, especially as you can't get a full clear due to the Divine Shield and only having 1 mana left after using the Flame Strike.
It's probably still fine to Flame Strike. Your opponent has 1 card. I don't know what else you do. I guess otherwise you would just Emperor and ping something.
And
which is fine because then your Flame Strike's cheaper. You can do it.
Right, and at the same time, he also has Alexstrasza in hand for another potential 14 points of healing. So he's probably feeling okay about his life total.
Yeah, no reason to be worried. A 0-mana Ice Lance is pretty cool too.
Oh yeah, just like a free stop.
At any point, just shut something down. Even though Edmund's gone.
And I like the slightly greedier play from me, myself, and I. That's from play testing against him. I know that he is a very he enjoys getting as much value out of everything as possible. So a lot of people just kind of throw down the Flame Strike, and I mean there are definitely arguments for that play. I think both of us saw that as maybe the line of play we would have taken. But here we're going to
Yeah.
see
Really
just
protective of this Divine Shield. So yeah, the Emperor has to get dealt with, and that's a big pain for Greg. And now I think you're more than happy to use the Flamestork now. They have
yeah,
no
maybe
cards
even
whatsoever. Oh yeah, you get
Inkmaster
Ink
Flame
Master too.
Strike seems fantastic. Just develop a 5/5 and ping away the Divine
Yeah.
Shield.
I don't know
That
why
just
you'd
seems-
save Ink Master at this point.
It's just free tempo, and now with your opponent with no cards in hand, a clear board and 18 health still, I'm thinking if you're me, myself, and I, you're feeling pretty good about the situation you're in.
Yep. I don't know what Greg can draw that can bring this back. I mean, I guess there's that, and you go for it.
I mean, as funny as it is, Argent Horse Rider might have been one of the best draws in his entire deck at that point.
Yeah,
But
Greg knows
we're gonna
this isn't
see-
going anywhere in the long run.
Yeah, we're gonna see Greg concede, and me, myself, and I will take game one.
Yeah,
So
gives out
very
less
straightforward game.
information this one.
Yeah,
Also,
that is very true. And so we're gonna see now. Me, myself, and I will have Shaman and Warrior still left to play. Two decks that I know that me, myself, and I feels very comfortable with, and we will see Greg with Rogue, Shaman, or Rogue, Warlock, and Warrior still left. Although I think that out of all the decks that me, myself, and I could have won with, Greg is probably the happiest about the Mage because nothing in his lineup matches up super well against the Mage. Certainly not the Warlock. The Warrior is it can do well, and the Rogue, that version of Rogue certainly doesn't do super well.
yeah, yeah. At least this version of Rogue is better. It's better off against more aggressive decks. So if that's the case. Oh, it looks like Greg with Shaman and Warrior to go up against now has gone to his trusty Control Warrior, and he's very well known for playing Control Warrior. Greg's kind of a well-known player in the Hearthstone scene, so it's cool for him to be in THL.
Yes, it's
He's
very
a
good. And me,
big,
myself,
big
and I,
warrior.
yeah, breaking out the Dragon Warrior. I know that he's been a proponent of Pirate Warrior since the league has started. He in fact actually taught me how to play Pirate Warrior a couple weeks ago. I had no idea how to play the deck, and he very patiently stepped me through some games on ladders. So I'm a little bit surprised that he is not running that as well. Pulling out Acidic Swamp Ooze, probably not too bad. I mean, myself and I was, I'm sure, hoping for the Curator to come out there, but
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, actually. At this point, Greg doesn't know any better that this would be Dragon or just pure Pirate Warrior, but with Dragon, that could have been a disaster. Imagine if that Grom was in hand already.
oh yeah, if that was a Grom, that would almost be game over. Are we going to see another Dirty Rat come out? No. Old Greg not feeling that brave.
No. If the board doesn't call for it, I don't think he will. Now, is this Alex Strauss's champion going to get played? I don't think so.
I don't think so, because at this point, I mean, there's nothing to differentiate him from a Dragon Warrior versus Pirate Warrior. But yeah, we're gonna see it come out just for a little bit of tempo, maybe.
Just the Crocolisk.
Yeah, just play out the Crocolisk.
Alex
Doesn't
Strauss's
die to
Crocolisk.
It doesn't die to Hemet though, so it's strictly better, right?
Yeah, true.
Maybe.
I think you just save it. You know you're gonna get a dragon eventually. The odds are high, and you'll always get one with Curator. So
Exactly. Yeah, and
champion's just good. Feeling brave enough for the other Dirty Rat this time. Okay, it didn't go as badly as it could. In fact, that's actually pretty nice to pull. Maybe it's going to be tough because it's going to lead to a lot more pressure, which Greg's going to have to fend off. But it is cool to deny that cycle.
We are going to see the coined Azure Drake here. No.
Yeah, could have done Alex Strauss's champion, but just goes for the big body quicker.
Now, what do you think about the not instead of using the small time Buccaneer, instead using the Curator to kill off the Dirty Rat? I'm not sure I like that.
It's interesting because the small time Buccaneer is really not meaning much left behind without a weapon. Maybe he can find the Rogue Hero Power, although that's not the one you want.
Right. So, I think that might have been a little bit of a misstep because and also having 3 minions on board is sort of the sweet spot to play around Brawl, which heading into turn 5 against what you're pretty sure at this point is a Control Warrior, you have to be expecting to a certain extent.
Right.
And I think
small time Buccaneer is just not very used. Although the health on Curator is fine. Like 4 is a very nice number to be in terms of trading. It's just the small time's not useful. I wonder about the totem hero power versus the paladin hero power, if anything. Is it? It's pretty clear at this point it's Control Warrior.
I mean, it has to be. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised at seeing
I like the dudes. Or the mage hero power.
I'm kind of more of a fan of the mage hero power. I remember when I
Yeah.
played, I mean, an older version of this deck back before even Karazhan. I remember having the hero power was just invaluable a lot of the time. I mean, it gives you a free Grom activation. It just is extra damage.
I think specifically against Control Warrior, though, a paladin hero power could go really, really far.
That's true. Although,
wow, the
a healing totem. I mean, that's a big deal.
That's funny because it would have been fairly likely to pick up another whirlwind effect, but now it just won't really do much.
Right, and you have the taunt totem standing strong against the Acolyte.
Not much reason to trade it into this Acolyte, even.
And still no brawl picked up on old Greg's side.
The weapon's gone, so Harrison's useless. There is Execute. There's also Shield Slam.
I mean, Execute on a 4/2 doesn't really feel fantastic.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
And, I mean, what do you have? Is that just an armor up and pass? That doesn't... Oh, that's not the kind of turn you want to be having.
Well, no. Okay, so he's going to Shield Slam the taunt, and that would mean hitting something with the Acolyte to just gain draws, which would be a slight misstep. Because you could have done that first.
Slightly, it's the equivalent of tapping last with Warlock, which nobody likes doing. You're gonna see a draw.
Okay, it gets the War Axe, so it does end up paying off getting that cycle, and now Greg can stabilize into one of these 8-drops. Would be the hope.
But we're just gonna see probably more damage come down. I mean, more than likely Kor'kron Elite, followed by Alexstrasza's Champion, because now at this point, if you're me, myself, and I, you're almost positive that your opponent doesn't have a brawl. So, one comes into hand but...
You think there's merit to playing around Revenge here? I would think so. Although I guess they could probably always activate it themselves with their War Axe if you played either Kor'kron or Alexstrasza's Champion.
Yeah, we just see the brawl thrown out here.
Yeah, me, myself, and I very expressive about it for some reason.
Happy with that. One of the... A not fantastic result for me, myself, and I there. We may just see a shield block here just to stave off any sort of Ragnaros.
Okay, saves it.
I guess Armor does that as well.
I would think about playing it. Just because I feel like you want to drop one of these 8-drops, and the extra armor might encourage that more.
What do you think about not playing the Grom here? Because, I mean, you've already seen an Execute and a Shield Slam. I mean, getting a 4/9 down isn't too bad.
I'd be curious what kind of ways me, myself, and I has to activate Grom in the deck, even. Although Execute and Shield Slam were used, so Grom just alone is probably good enough. Yeah, Grom made a lot of sense. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, just to get something down. I mean, it could also be a factor that I know me, myself, and I, like I said before, hasn't played this deck nearly as much as, say, Pirate Warrior, so he may just kind of be getting a feel for it at the moment. Although you have to remember, another brawl drawn. That's a pretty good one. But
yeah, could come in handy.
Although you don't need
pretty easy to just trade now. Nope, I think I need to reconnect to this game.
Yeah, I'm seeing some weirdness myself.
Thanks, spectator mode.
Still bugged after all these years.
Yeah, we're trying to get back in.
I mean, if they do patch it though, I don't want them to get rid of the choose one Malfurion crown effect. I like that one.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So now Grom's out, and Grom unfortunately is just dead to another Grom. It seems like Greg has managed to stabilize this game. It was looking pretty dicey, but.
Come close, but I can't help but feel that this game was very winnable for me, myself, and I at many stages. But he just took maybe some not quite as aggressive lines as maybe he should have taken.
I still stand behind the Paladin Hero Power. I think Paladin Hero Power is awesome.
I think it's good. Especially with
control
Grom in hand. Especially with Grom in hand, I would have
Yeah,
I would
that
have
would make sense.
leaned toward Mage Hero Power.
Yeah,
Personally.
yeah. I think maybe the Shaman is just not the one at the end of the day.
Yeah, out of the three of those, I think that's the one that probably I would have chosen last.
Alright, Revenge
Alright,
is
so-
active. Could get a shot at the Crusher here, but probably not.
Oh,
Well, apparently it's worth it.
Revenge.
And just armor up. Get the shot, and if the shot misses, then Harrison plus the Ghoul could finish it off, assuming there's no healing totem or taunt totem shenanigans that get in the way.
That's very true.
And that's not
Spell
one of
damage totem is neither of those.
You can definitely not be trading here.
No, there is no world in which you trade this minion. You have to just hit him in the face and pray.
Yeah, and play the Guardian to decrease the chances of the Rag shooting off your Crusher, because this is your one hope for the game.
And a hope that will probably be taken away here in just a second with the Harrison plus like me, myself, and I is opting to trade here.
Okay. Well, that can only play into Greg's favor here. In fact, just going face with Harrison with the taunt up makes tons of sense.
Yeah,
No need
just
to
set
do
up.
a ghoul trade.
Yeah, set up for the potential lethal on board next turn, actually.
Potential lethal. If he can find, or if he can dodge a taunt totem.
Well, at this point, it would take an
Oh, yeah, but
absolute
then there's the
miracle
slam.
for me, myself, and I to come
Okay.
back.
Me, myself, and I thinks there's hope.
But unfortunately, there is
Buffs
none.
up the frothing. Yeah. Yeah, so Control Warrior takes one, which does explain the Warlock ban.
Yeah, with you really don't want to be dealing with Arena Warlock as Control Warrior. That's just not the matchup.
No.
You're looking for
I don't
Jiraxis
think-
can just grind you out of the game.
I think you equally don't want to have to deal with Reno Mage either, and I think Reno
That's also
Mage is
true.
just better in general against Rogue and also Warlock, because I think you'd rather have a Warlock mirror than go up against Reno Mage. But yeah, maybe Greg has built the deck slightly differently and has different takes on that.
That's true. I mean, if he's the master of Control Warrior, I guess maybe we can trust that he knows best at that
Mhm.
point. All right, so waiting for the next game. So we are looking at Old Greg having Rogue and Warlock left against me, myself, and I with Shaman and Warrior. It looks like we're going to see a Warlock Shaman match. Now this is a very interesting one, and one we've been seeing a lot of in competitive matches recently. And it looks like this will be a Leroy combo version.
Whoa,
which is
really
falling
interesting
over
that
here.
he's running the combo having banned Warlock. I don't know if combo's useful at all against Reno Mage, Shaman, and Warrior.
It's I don't believe it is particularly.
And
We're
he
going to
has
see the
Rag.
Taunt
This
Dog.
is there's a
Oh.
lot going on in this Reno Warlock.
Interesting. I mean, if I'd assume he runs Jiraxis somewhere.
Yeah,
We're gonna see a Coin Dark Peddler. For a second, I thought we were gonna see a Coin Dirty Rat, which actually
Yeah.
would have paid off massively.
looks like the peddler's just getting coined out to try and go along with the Mortal Coil to kill this Trog. If there's a Totem Golem, then the Trog might trade. Yeah, so it'll be perfectly set to kill both a Totem Golem and a Trog by doing it like this, but that's not even going to be the case, which is great for Greg.
Right, and looking for a Taunt Totem. He gets
Oh,
the Taunt Totem,
sweet.
which could be a very big deal. The
Yeah, so
long
you coined this peddler out, and now the plans of the Mortal Coil have been foiled.
run.
I don't. If you play Dirty Rat, the Nightmare is obviously a 7/7
Uh-oh.
coming out, but you got the Soulfire and the Coil to deal with it. Greg is so brave with these Dirty Rats, and he misses Aya. That's so good for him.
That is
Oh
that
my
is very
God.
fortunate.
He dodged
Greg
a
is-
huge bullet.
Greg is extremely aggressive with these Dirty Rats.
Yeah,
I've
he's
been
very
noticing.
ballsy with them. I don't know that I'd be as brave. I probably would have tapped.
I think most people would have in that situation. But it paid off. It is a gamble that paid off in this scenario. Me, myself, and I.
Me,
Maybe a little
myself,
bit
and I
salty about
just
that one.
The lava burst, it feels bad, but the tunnel truck is getting buffed in the process, so it's gonna work out. Oh, the tunnel truck trades. What's a reason for that
That's
trade?
interesting. I'm not 100% sure. I think maybe just to make sure nothing weird happens, like I'm not sure. No, Demon Fire would have killed the peddler too. So I'm not sure. I feel that maybe the face with that would have been a little bit more appropriate. No
Right.
Doomsayer coming
'Cause
out
you're not-
doesn't feel the board.
I guess it plays around Shadow Bolt. That's it, which would have turned out to be true.
All right, Spirit Claws coming out. Pretty good draw there, and pulling out patches. The first time, no clears on the side of Greg yet. No Hellfire, no Shadow Flame, no Demon Fire. So
Yeah,
or no Demon Wrath.
Despite that, though, Greg has gotten a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, and he's
Probably
still at a
just
very
gonna-
high health.
Oh, he
level.
runs Hellfire Potion. Wow.
Interesting.
So this Doomsayer can get answered. It just takes everything. Takes that Maelstrom Portal and everything else. And you don't play the Totem Golem, because then you'd be blocking Aya.
Right. Oh, getting the spell damage is
Okay,
a big
so
deal here.
Oh, wow, yeah, not only because of the... Now the Maelstrom Portal is just not needed.
Yeah,
Could've
right.
done it.
You can. I think I would have favored the Maelstrom Portal there probably just to develop another minion.
Push a little
Kazak is
extra
good
damage,
draw.
get an extra minion. Maelstrom Portal's just not that great in the matchup.
Yeah, Kazakus though is a fantastic draw here on the
Could
side
even
of
get the
Old
one
Greg.
mana potion. I mean, you got Fellfire Potion. If you find that the 2 damage AoE, that's
Ooh.
amazing.
2 damage AoE and armor would really help out here.
Because
Or even
with both
resummoning.
Fellfire Potion and Twisting Nether, honestly, like who, and with Sir Finley Murgleton too, like you know this isn't, you know it's not a mid-range Jade Shaman at this point. So do you really need like 19 mana worth of large AoE clears?
No, I don't think that's
Yeah, he goes for
necessary.
the
Yes,
one.
he is going
Nice.
For the one.
So you
none
can
of
get
the
the
ones he was really looking for. Oh,
you can
deal
get
2
the-
all damage.
I think he got the deal 3 to, in case the deal 2 wasn't found, so probably just pointed it at face, yeah. Because you would take out the small time bug, if nothing else.
Right, yeah. You need, I mean, that's one thing you need to kill. And left with a 3-1 on board, pretty okay. Aya is going to come out here in a second, only summoning a 1-1. No
Yep.
Jades, really.
Good news is that the Kazakus can get taken out, but Greg's very, very healthy. Could just, yeah, play Sylvanas.
Yeah, that seems more than fine.
Now
But
that's
instead of
very
being picked up-
awkward. I think you have to kill the Sylvanas with the Aya so you can play the Faceless.
I think so. I mean,
'Cause
you may just...
What else happens if you don't? Oh,
I
okay.
should've
Doesn't
attacked
trade the
instead.
1/1 so he can kill the 2/2.
If it gets
case.
stolen. Oh, right, and he can kill the 1-1 anyway. So just missing 1 point of face damage at this point doesn't mean that much.
Yeah, let's
So,
get the
yeah.
7/7 out though,
Playing
which
out
will
with
get
7,
eaten by Siphon. So I would imagine that's also not good Flame Tongue positioning.
No, that
Just
is
a
not.
small mention.
Slight misstep there for me, myself, and I. I'll have he likes to critique me, so this is actually good. I get to critique his gameplay now.
Yeah, it's a
my
valid
turn.
point because at this point, me, myself, and I's hand is completely starting to run out. You've got totems and Maelstrom portals, so there'll be weak stuff between the Jade and the 7/7 there at some point for Flame Tongue Totem.
That is very true.
But
So you can
thankfully,
spike
the
another spell
7/7 just
damage.
dies, which is great.
Yeah, it's
We all
very
love
good for Greg.
Very good for me, myself. No.
All right. So. Yeah, Maelstrom
So-
portal happening second.
Yeah, there's some Inspire things that could change that.
Well, I think he was looking for the spell damage totem, primarily.
Right. So your opponent has 1 card in hand.
You have a full
Fellfire
hand.
plus Acidic Swamp Ooze is just really good.
Oh, that feels like almost game at that point. Like if me, myself, and I were to concede at that point, I would not blame him.
Yeah.
But he's going to save the face damage.
This is fine too. Just use a few extra cards, keep Felfire, no need to go down 5 life.
All right, another Flame Faceless drawn. Going to Totem first.
Now, you saw Shadow Bolt get used. Do you Lightning Bolt this ooze to try and protect the Faceless? What does that protect it from?
It protects it from Soulfire, I suppose, which we do see Greg has in hand, but yeah, I think we're not going to see the Lightning Bolt as it turns out. Blast Crystal Potion, a very good top deck. And we may see an emote coming out here from Me, Myself, and I.
Yeah,
very
that should wrap it up. Blast Crystal Potion this late in the game just hardly even hurts.
Yeah,
The Jades are up to 3/3 now. That doesn't really matter. The ooze is just gonna deal with it.
Right, and I
Seems
mean,
like
Greg's still
closed.
at 24 health. Yeah, so
didn't
Me, Myself, and I
even need Reno, just Kazakus was good enough, and other good things like Doomsayer and Friends.
The Doomsayer to stake.
Oh,
yeah, I found with this deck, like half the time you don't even need. And yeah, we're just gonna see Rag get slammed.
Are we gonna? Oh yeah. That's pretty cool that despite combo being useless, the Faceless is gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah, it will. Double Rag is always pretty good. Me,
That's
Myself, and I staring down. Big thing to get through. This would be quite the game if you were able to come back and win it. I do not think that's in the cards, but you never know.
Yeah, just Faceless the Rag. You could probably even get away with soul firing something, yeah. I like the placement here.
Yeah, the Dr. Drake.
A 1 health totem eats that Rag shot, yeah. So it's basically lights out. I mean, you can technically live another turn by lava bursting the Drake, but that's not.
Felfire Potion will make sure that wouldn't happen. But yeah, at this point, it's pretty much a 0% chance for.
Well, good on Me, Myself, and I to trial though. Maybe it wasn't worth revealing the second lava burst at that point, because not all. Well, when you're banning Shaman, you would probably be running it because you wouldn't run 2 Maelstrom. But yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty clear. All right, so with that, Greg is going to take this game 3 and go up 2-1 over Me, Myself, and I. Has only the Rogue left to win with against the Shaman and Warrior from Me, Myself, and I. So pretty good spot for Greg. Now this aggro Rogue, he looked a little bit maybe shaky with the play. Maybe he wasn't totally used to the deck when we saw him play it first. But we also saw a similar look from Me, Myself, and I on the Dragon Warrior. So we could potentially see we could see old Greg take this, or honestly, it still feels kind of like anyone's game. I know Me, Myself, and I prides his Shaman play pretty well, so he will likely come out with it again, and that is in fact what we see.
I think, yeah, it's the Rogue's probably. I mean, the Rogue is supposedly these aggressive Rogues, which have gotten more popular, are supposed to be okay against Shaman. I think the Dragon Warrior would actually be slightly good against it, but the Dragon Warriors aren't running like Ravaging Ghouls like they used to, so that's a bit down in their book. But this is a really good start for Greg, and Me, Myself, and I has the weapon, which is good, but it's gonna slow him down by getting overloaded, and these squires are just gonna go to town.
Oh yeah, he will be able to take care of the Buccaneer, which is a good thing for him.
Oh yeah,
just gonna have a lot of stuff. Old Greg very aggressive in his coin usage with this deck. A lot of people would argue that maybe you would want to hold on to the coin, like we said before, just to help. Because I mean, sometimes you can get stuck with kind of awkward mana costs in your hand, or you just want to buff up Edwin, or because Edwin is one of the ways that you like really easily win matches like this.
Yeah, I don't think Edwin's near as necessary though, because this deck is just it's able to be aggressive in so many other different ways.
That's true. Another weapon coming into hand, not exactly what Me, Myself, and I wanted to see. I think we're just going to see a totem and maybe hit one of the 1/1s. Oh, nope, he's not going to. Just
gonna save it because might have something better to swing at next turn, like an Undercity Huckster possibly. Just good to want to play that 7/7, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, the 7/7 is really good because these sorts of rogues do not run sap, so it's a very strong card in this matchup.
Okay. Yeah, so just 7/7. I mean, there are other plays available, but I don't know that their merit is that high to forgo this right now. Like you hope that it would have to get dealt with. Okay.
Going for
Hoping
more
to
of
find
a
mage.
tempo play,
These
not
are
finding
very
mage.
bad.
Yeah, these are maybe the
Very
three
bad.
worst. These are well, I guess priest and warrior would have been bad too.
It's not even that they're so bad. They're just like really bad in the moment. Like rogue, you've got enough weapons. Druid, you've got a weapon equipped right now,
And you've
and the
got a
extra damage
weapon in
doesn't
hand,
help.
yeah.
That's
Not going to
this is
attack.
very tough.
Yeah, the
Could
cold
make a
blood
big
coming in
win
hand.
here, but Zero just
Yeah,
helps do that eventually anyway.
that is true. I would be a fan of something like backstab the flame tongue totem.
Backstab, Cold Blood, Edwin, but this will just make it better.
True, he's gonna
Could
backstab
save the
anyway.
backstab, but then there's no guarantee the backstab works. You imagine there would be another minion though.
Oh yeah, against against an aggro shaman, you're pretty safe in assuming that there are going to be minions coming out. And now Greg really has the tools to deal with the 7/7 if it were to come down. Pretty soon it's looking
Yeah, me,
a very
myself, and
strong
I
position for Greg.
is really needing a Maelstrom portal, but I think he's only running one, judging from the Aya and the double lava burst. If I had to guess,
And
that's
so
usually what
another,
the cost is.
another mini cold blood coming into hand here for Greg.
Oh wow! There's the Briarthorn toxin, so you can give a minion +3 and then deal 2 with the other one, and that basically does it.
Yeah, you could, or yeah, cold blood will overkill it by 1. That's
So I
gonna
think
put down a 6/6 Edwin.
Greg. Yeah, I imagine there's gonna be a trade. I think Greg is pretty clear on at this point that there's no Maelstrom portal.
Yeah.
So I think Greg's under the
either.
impression that this Squire might have to get tanked. Although you would probably lightning bolt it before you had to do that.
Oh yeah, but I mean, overall, the situation is just
it's very
absolutely miserable for me, myself, and I.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Greg had a very consistent, aggressive start, and Aggro Shaman being popular for that did not.
Yes, it was a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, he didn't end up with the patches in hand, which would have been worse, but still was not fantastic to see. Drake seems like a strong play, but it looks like we're going to see Tomb Pillager and just dagger up.
Yeah, he was thinking about doing Drake and just using the Toxin on the 2/2, but yeah, this works too. You don't really care if Squire gets dealt with. It's about the big boys. If these two stick, it's lethal in most cases. You could even get through some Feral Spirits at that point.
Yeah, and me, myself, and I just kind of looking at his hands, staring down a really big board and a really high health total on his opponent's end, and a no board and a very low health total on his end, and just not feeling too fantastic. And yeah, Lava Burst, Lightning Bolt coming out to deal with this Edwin. That's just
rough.
not the situation you want to be in.
It's very rough.
Yeah, and I believe that's just going to be it from old Greg. I mean, me, myself, and I is doing the best that he can with the information he has, but yeah, Fire Bloom, Toxin, Eviscerate is just going to wrap this game up.
Yeah, so Greg takes it, and that's very important for this match with Defias Brotherhood versus Hearthstone Academy, because Defias Brotherhood's actually in a bitter race in the Black Division to basically be on top of the Black Division when it's all said and done, which will get you a playoff spot, because at this point, the Yellow Division's pretty deep compared to Black, and it's going to be a tough road to make playoffs for Black teams.
Yeah, and the Yellow Division, a lot of people had not that I'm bitter or anything. A lot of people had kind of called out the Yellow Division for being kind of the weak one, the wild cards at the start of the season, but we're doing okay. We're doing all right.
Power rankings this week confirm what you think, because Yellow Division's now at the top.
Yeah, I mean, I won't argue. I mean, I wish that we were on top, especially as my Houdini is a personal friend of mine in person here, and so I want to be able to trash talk him. So that's I'm hoping that we can get ahead of them before the end of the season, just so I can say that we were number one.
There you go. All right. So next up, we've got Drudded versus Gemini. Drudded from NWA Gemini on Parallax. So speaking of Parallax, yeah, this is the new number one team. And Gemini, she hasn't had her best season, but she's been doing relatively well down in the 5 seed. And the same goes for Drudded. NWA is not doing too bad either. Right now, I think they're NWA's third in yellow, so they would get a wild card spot.
Yeah, NWA are in a very strong spot. They were a team that I think even struggled against a little bit when we faced them. So yeah, we're gonna see Gemini versus Drudded. Drudded,
we got ban info too.
Oh, all right.
So Drudded had Mage, Shaman, Warlock, Warrior. Drudded Shaman was banned by Gemini. Gemini had Mage, Priest, Shaman, Warrior. Drudded decided to ban Priest, which makes some sense bringing Mage if it's Reno Mage.
Yes.
Priest isn't something you're looking forward to, and it makes even more sense if that Warrior were to be Control Warrior, but I don't know if we'll go that far yet.
It could also, because I mean, even Pirate Warrior can even though it's thought of as a favored matchup against Dragon Priest is, I mean, and this could be my Priest bias speaking, but it's much closer to 50-50 than most people would think. So I mean, Priest is one of those sleeper really, really good decks that you don't hear a lot about and you don't see a ton of, but can really do some work.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes. NWA is currently up in the series 5-4. This is only with 2 matches played. So NWA is gonna. It's not even about bringing down Parallax so much at this point, although that would be a huge boost for them. But it's mainly just holding on to that wild card spot and maybe being able to feed off of other yellow teams slipping. Possibly, they basically just want to do the best they can for a strong yellow entry.
Yeah, they're just trying to put together the end of the season. I mean, it's that time of the season, right, where everyone's rushing for the playoffs, rushing to get qualified. Maybe except for Bad Hombres, but they're rushing to get down what they can.
Yeah, so Dreaded Mage, Warlock, Warrior. Actually, now that I think about it, it's pretty awkward to be banning Priest while bringing Warlock. It's
That's true.
Very conflicting. But you have to ban something at the end of the day, and if you're gearing your decks to be better against Shaman, that's also potential. Like, Reno Warlocks can be built better to combat Shaman. They can be a little, like, for one, they could not run combo. Although, hey, it worked for old Greg.
That's true. I mean, ideally you want, like, against Shaman, if you can have like a lot of clears and a lot of healing, and if you're able to just kind of stay, like we saw before, at a reasonable health total, and yeah, that can help out a lot.
Yep, so it looks like they are in, and Dreaded needs to invite for spectator.
Yes, he has sent me an invite. So we're going to start off, Gemini is going to be leading out with a Shaman. Dreaded will be leading out with his Mage. And so, yeah, we're going to see a full keep on the side of Gemini. He's going to hold on to Small Time, South Sea, and Jade Claws. And Dreaded also, with a pretty strong hand, has the Arcane Blast, Reno, and Forgotten Torch, and Forbidden Flame in hand.
Wow,
so
it doesn't actually get much better than that.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're looking for. I mean, Volcanic Potion might be the only thing to potentially make it better. Oh, and an Ice Berry coming into hand as well.
Okay, yeah, Ice Berry not run in every single Arena Mage, so this might be one of the more Freeze Mage-esque variants, if they can be called that.
I think that's likely. Kind of like what we saw come out last game from Me, Myself, and I. I think we're likely to see that.
I think you just Arcane Blast the Buccaneer here every time.
I mean, that seems right. You don't
until he gets nerfed, then you can coin ping him. But
that's true. Or you can just Forbidden Flame it. Oh, Doom Hammer, very interesting.
Doom Hammer. Okay, so yeah, Jade Claws seems fine. Overload now before the Flame Wreath.
Yeah,
if you could bait out the Ooze, that'd be huge as well. Could
Oh
even
yeah.
not swing because of that. But yeah, it makes sense to swing. You want to get these out of the way before, because ooze would come down regardless.
Yeah, before the biggest weapon of the biggest shaman weapon of them all, you want that to come down. And here for Drudded, I mean, it makes sense just to ping one of these and pass, right?
Yeah. Yep, definitely. Maybe there's something to Forgotten Torch next turn. Maybe not. You just Ice Barrier. Like Drudded isn't just such a good spot until the Flame Wreath comes down. But even then, you can stall against that with Ice Barrier or Ice Lance. It's not bad.
Right, and it looks like Gemini is deciding whether or not to hold on to this weapon. He's deciding not to, just to push the extra little bit of damage.
Yeah, she pushes with the weapon, just gets the damage. No, could have been something to swing against next turn. I'm not exactly sure what though, because it's gonna be a few turns actually before the Doomhammer gets played.
Right, because you'll be overloaded this turn. I mean, if you
would
didn't want to,
imagine,
you could always Shade Lightning, but I feel Flame Wreath Faceless, when it's kind of like the old Dr. Boom rule, right? When it's green, you play it.
Yeah, force the polymorph. If there's no polymorph, then that's about that. But
Yeah, I can just
with Reno
run
in hand,
wild.
maybe you can just be comfortable enough to play Water Elemental. I wouldn't mind something defensive like Ice Lance, some combination of something in Ice Lancing. The
Could
Flame Wreath even.
see an Ice Barrier and Ice Lance, the Flame Wreath, potentially. Or you could just hope that your Water Ellie doesn't get removed and then just take the 7 and then next turn put in your Water Ellie and then use the Frostbolt to kill it, or the Ice Lance to kill it. Yeah, sort of a weird position to be in, for sure. And Drudded, I'm almost certain, is not expecting to see a Doomhammer come out from Gemini.
No, I wouldn't imagine. And in fact, if the Water Elemental will be so good for that. And Dreaded won't even know because Doomhammer's kind of fallen out of favor. These shamans typically just
run Aya and just some Jade stuff. Earthshock is also an interesting inclusion. A golden one at that. Well, I guess if you have a golden Earthshock, you got to run it, right?
Definitely. Might be some kind of end of season reward. Oh, you could. It'd be hilarious to Earthshock the the flame.
Yeah, just play around. Play around the.
Oh, but you'd be doing 2 damage.
Ice Lance. Yeah, now the Ice Lance is going to come through big time. Assuming there's no Earthshock.
Wow, that's amazing.
That would be quite the play coming out from Gemini, but no, I think we're going to see the Ice Lance just take care of this.
Oh my god, it's amazing. It's amazing. You could just ping, could even coin out a secret. Not that you'd ever be dead at any point.
Yeah. Oh no.
Or just no reason to use the coin.
Right, alright, we're going to see another Flame Wreath come into hand. And is there an argument? Yeah, because you could play the Flame Wreath and do something like Totem this turn, and the next turn drop the Doomhammer.
Yeah. Funny enough, that Flame Wreath will get killed by Coin Forbidden Flame.
That is true. It's a.
I think you would opt for that.
It's a bad Flame Lance.
Bad Flame Tongue positioning.
Oh no!
It's actually it's never come up to actually matter in the end, but it really could. Like these are totems that could slide into a second rate bruiser.
I mean, I think it was actually, there was a notable case of it. I think it was way back in the legendary Ostkaka versus Tice series of the 2015 World Championship. I think that the difference in a game actually came out to be Flame Tongue placement was decided one of the games.
That's funny.
So you gotta always be careful with that.
Spirit Claws. I mean, I don't know that you can be afraid of ooze.
I think you just gotta
get going.
Yeah, Doomhammer, just start getting that 4 damage a turn rolling. Maybe you'll draw into something good. I guess Gemini's deciding she wants to save it. And just going to see this Totemic Call. Very slow playing, which I'm sure Drudded is very excited to see. Just not being rushed down.
Yeah, definitely. There's still time. There's still Ice Barrier. In fact, I wonder when the Dirty Route will get dropped. There's really not a good way to deal with scary stuff that comes out other than Frost Nova, which is maybe good enough. Well, see if Bably pulls out anything. It's a good way to start.
Oh,
Oh my
Kabbalah's
god.
Tome is pretty okay.
And you have the Reno and the time to do it.
Yeah, further along, and yeah, we're just gonna see the Kabbalah's Tome come down right now.
It's somewhat likely to get a one mana spell off. Oh, Flame Strike's pretty good. So
Well,
Gemini's able to pop this turn, right? And I think she'll go for it.
oh yeah, I mean
You
you
would
have to with the
imagine.
Lava Burst and Lightning Bolt and Jade Lightning. That's a whole lot of burn. Plus the
Yeah,
spell
it
damage.
only takes the Jade Lightning and the Lightning Bolt, right? That's 9 plus 12, plus 2 on board. So yeah, that would do it exactly.
Yep, and it will
You can
likely
also
get
totem
countered.
in the process.
Yeah, that's also true. You can get down a totem. It will likely get countered, I think, by the. Oh, we're gonna see Lava Burst devoted to this popping effort as well.
Whoa.
Oh, wow, wow.
That
is.
Did we know if it was Ice Barrier?
Well, no, the face had been attacked many times since then.
Yeah.
So I think you had to be pretty sure it was Ice Block at that point. Because I mean, spells have been cast, minions have been played, all sorts of stuff has happened. And so now I think we're likely to see either a Reno Ice Barrier or a Reno Frost Nova come down here, and then just a Flame Strike.
Can't be only 8 mana.
Oh, that's right, only 8 mana. So
yeah. So actually,
ping,
I mean, Gemini could have been in a much better spot though, having not like there was an overkill of burn that got used on the face. There could have been a whole Lava Burst available right now.
Yeah, that's one of the
you play
important
this Doomhammer
things.
either.
Oh no, you don't want to override the weapon because at this point you're just looking to squeeze every last little bit of damage you can out of your deck. That's one of the big strengths of Aggro Shaman is that, and even Pirate Warrior to a certain extent, is that just the ability to sustain damage, like a really high aggro level of damage over multiple turns, with being able to space out your damage with spells and just keeping minions on board is just really strong.
It can, as much of an aggro deck as it is, it can be a value deck sometimes.
Yeah, you can.
Crazy.
But 3 damage Earthshock, that seems pretty good. Just 1 mana deal 3 damage, silence a minion, that's pretty good.
So Flame Strike is available. The board's kind of weak, but
you could always Frost Nova Doomsayer. See what happens.
You could even Dirty Rat Flame Strike to make it a little sweeter.
Ooh, that's true.
I mean, there's also no need to Flame Strike this board, but Dirty Rat makes it tempting, I think.
Yeah, Dirty Rat Flame Strike could be very strong. Dirty Rat Frost Nova Doomsayer could even be good, but you kind of like having the taunt up.
Like the 7/7s have been played.
Yeah, Aya is really the only thing you're concerned about, and I mean, we're not even sure if that's necessarily in the deck.
Play secrets and stuff, and remove things. I think you could even Arcane Intellect or Doomsayer at this point. Not even Arcane Intellect?
Oh.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There was no reason not to. Would have wound up at 9 cards. This game's not going to fatigue.
That's true. That might have also been a case where Drudded didn't start off with Arcane Intellect, and so he felt like, oh, if I play Arcane Intellect now, they'll know I messed up. So you gotta live with your mistake just to save some face.
Wow, very brave of Gemini. Hasn't seen Ooze at this point. Just goes with the Doomhammer right here. Gets 1 swing off.
Yeah, it should. Yeah.
Awkward to be at an odd number of Doomhammer.
Yeah, it is. And now Flame Strike, I mean, seems
now it's a good Flame Strike.
Strong here. Dirty Rat Flame Strike. Oh, Dirty Rat Flame Strike will be so good here. With that Totem Golem getting pulled out as well.
There's not much, like, even without knowing the hand, there's not much reason to not Dirty Rat, right? At worst, it's Aya, and what, a 3/3 pops out, or is it at 4/4 by now?
I think it's only a 3/3, and even at that point, I mean, you're denying another Jade. So I mean, you're taking the maximum your opponent could possibly go up to. This is a greedy play, holding on that Flame Strike forever.
I don't even know if it's greedy. Like, you're killing your own Dirty Rat in this process, too. Which the Dirty Rat was kind of nice to get in the way of Doomhammer.
That is true. Yeah, you don't, because you're a little bit minion light in hand. I mean, outside of the Manic Soulcaster, but you.
Either way, I mean, it's gonna be really hard for Gemini to come back. But yeah, the board's gonna be necessary.
Earthshock getting some getting some value in against this Doomsayer.
Do you want a totem?
Amazing.
Thinks about
Uh,
not toteming.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
You're just gonna see
Okay.
the totem for half a second. We'll see the full totem squad on the board, all 4 of them.
So now you would expect Flame Strike.
Oh, you have to Flame Strike now. We're gonna see maybe a hit or two put into this dirty
Gemini's
rat.
gonna start softening us up. You realize that it's either gonna take the Doomhammer or the minions, but maybe Gemini's hoping for some kind of Flame Tongue magic to show up and make it better.
That's true.
You just can't not Flame
yeah.
Strike. You can
Yeah,
Arcane Elect.
Yeah, I was gonna say AI and then Flame Strike. Get his other Flame Strike too. You could act like you top decked it. Just
No,
take it a little
you
bit more.
always use the randomly generated one. No, because if you use the randomly generated one, they wait.
Well, no, I mean,
I've always thought that using the randomly generated one was the better way to go.
I don't know. I think in this scenario, you're just looking to tilt your opponent for the next couple games. I like playing the top decked one.
It was
because, like,
drawn into. Well,
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go.
You're like, oh, you drew into it, and you didn't even make that play knowing that there was going to be a Flame Strike to follow it up with. Grumble,
There's
grumble.
the Flame Tongue Totem that could have helped out. A few swings in the with the Doomhammer last turn would have paid off big time, because you could have protected this Flame
Oh.
Tongue Totem. But either way, Gemini is completely
There's
out of
that
cards.
ooze.
Oh,
There's
now
the-
the ooze has shown up. Oh my god.
That is just
That's
not
gotta
what
be the
Gemini
final nail.
wants to see. Oh yeah.
You can ooze. You can Forgotten Torch. You can just do everything. You could even Manic Soulcast or whatever. Whatever you want.
Yeah, you can do. At this point, you could probably go AFK after playing the
You
ooze,
could Forgotten
go
Torch your own
AFK.
face even.
Yeah, you could
Just
Forgotten
to
Torch your own face.
Establish
Maybe even double
dominance.
Fireball your own face at this point.
Yeah, true.
It's very potential. I mean, there's a whole number of plays that you could do here, and you would still probably win the game.
Yeah, so Lavaverse takes out the Dirty Rat. We saw this last series. This does not produce wins, but it's about all you're left with at this point.
Yeah, once you're using that level of burn to clear a Dirty Rat, that kind of spells the end. And yeah, Gemini just out of cards. Opponent still at almost full health. Maelstrom Portal probably won't help at all.
Yeah.
I mean, you could Hero Power, you could Maelstrom Portal to kill the ooze. Just never know. You never know what could happen. Maybe this is where the greatest comeback in Hearthstone history begins.
You gotta roll the totem first.
Oh no!
Here
It's
comes
just in
the
case you
spell.
can Inspire Minion, right? You gotta.
Here comes the spell damage. Yeah, Lowly Squire was gonna get in there.
Oh, no spell damage.
Maybe with a
Rewarded,
taunt totem up.
not punished. All right, now for Drudded, I think the play is just to you double Fireball and ping yourself in the face, just to show like just to kind of style, you know, like I can still do that. I can do this.
You can
probably
always
win.
establish dominance. There's
You could
never
also-
a bad time.
You could also, you don't even have to Hero Power. You could also Blood Mage and double Fireball yourself for extra damage.
Wow,
Not even
so
clearing
passive.
anything.
Doesn't
Just-
even want to play the Tempo Manic Soulcaster to get another ooze or something.
Getting the
Jade
trade there,
Lightning face. There's no reason to
Oh.
take out Doomsayer, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, a 0/4 isn't really going to do a whole lot against you.
Don't worry. It'd be cool
against
if
your
there was a
minions.
way for Silence Doomsayers to become validated.
That would be funny. Yeah, you silence a Doomsayer, it becomes validated. That would be interesting.
So
All right.
Cabal Courier. Oh, why not with Bran? I mean, you can't. Are you really
True.
going to be that greedy and wait for Kazakus in a one
No,
game?
You got to pick Purify here, right? You got to purify your.
Oh
your
my
Cabal Courier.
god. No, Greater Arcane Missiles, please.
No, you could pick Purify and double silence your own Doomsayer. I mean, maybe then it'll turn it. Maybe like there's a certain number of silences on your Doomsayer that once you do it, it turns into a validated Doomsayer.
Oh my god.
Maybe that's
Druid's
just-
hand is so loaded and he's just so
He just
slow to part with anything. Could have, like, it's perfectly reasonable to fireball the thing. Like,
It's
is there.
refusing to play anything.
Wow, a second Earthshock.
Just
Is
doesn't want to
there
play
any
cards.
world where this is mid Jade Shaman even? You saw
You've seen a
Feral
lot of.
Spirit and Lava
You saw
Burst
Feral
times
Spirit.
2.
You saw Lava Burst. You saw 2 Flame Wreath. You saw Doomhammer. I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, you never know. And see,
Earthshock
like
number
not
2. So what's the Earthshock all about?
maybe
2 of them.
Gemini has just been running into a lot of taunts and was tired of it.
It's best against Rogue.
Yeah, that's true. It's like devolve.
Alright,
But
Greater Arcane Missiles. Let's go.
deal. Gotta do great
Darn
arcane
it.
missiles. Refusing to play anything. Drudded just doesn't want to use resources to do anything.
Drudded has this game so won.
I think he's just stretching it out. I mean,
It's
I think he might be going for the long-term tilt plan. I think that might be he's playing the long game right now. I like it. I mean, the downside is he's
very
forcing...
conservative. Could be doing anything to speed this game up.
He could be, yeah. Had he done anything, I mean, the only downside of this is he's forcing us to. He's tilting us. He's tilting the casters as well as tilting the his opponent. Yeah. And we're gonna see the trade come out because you can't leave the small time bruiser up. I mean, it might just it could do too much damage. And really
no Kazakus has been found yet. No Kazakus found yet. So yeah.
I mean, well, Drudded, the one good thing is, and I think this is what happened last turn, is Drudded has a totally full hand, so he has to play something. Like he's forced to. You can't not play. I mean, even just fireball one of these totems. I don't know.
How about Volcanic Potion? I mean, I know the Doomsayer is a good guy, but he can take it.
Yeah, he can take it, and he's still kicking at that point. And you've already seen like all the burn come out from your opponent, so there's no way they can kill the Doomsayer off just to spite you. This is the longest one-sided game I've ever seen in my entire life. I gotta say. At Rye Gemini, I would have
dramatic missiles.
Oh, Jade Claw's coming out.
It would have been lethal if the almost got to stay up. No, it would have been one off.
I don't know. I mean,
okay, we're at 4-4s now, so we're going places, but
we're getting up there. Only a little bit more, and it'll start to present an actual threat.
Alexstrasza, so we're gonna deal 1 damage to the face now, unless Jaxox famously has targeted his own face in this position.
9 damage, 9 mana, 8/8, deal 1 damage. Oh, we're gonna see it. I mean, that's like Northsea Kraken, right?
Oh my god,
it's on the same level.
So aggressive, Drudded. Okay, Maelstrom Portal is gonna get us a Shield Bearer, but then that Flame Strike will finally get played.
That's true. All right, we're gonna see. We've got a spell damage totem. So if he felt like it, we could see either the Alex or the Doomsayer go down. The Doomsayer that survived for such a long time will finally go down.
He's witnessed a lot.
A lot more than he probably thought.
Tanking the Alexstrasza.
I mean, you can't leave an 8/6 up, right? I mean, that just feels too bad. I mean, maybe you're taking 8 damage in the face now, but you're saving 8 for all future turns.
I think Gemini's been kind of out of it either way, like trying to play value game with 0 cards to 10, but just saving them for face wasn't ever going to go anywhere either. Oh my god, the overkill, Drudded. Drudded must have a beatdown quest.
That's true. All right, and with that, we see Drudded is going to take game 1 with the Reno Mage over Gemini's aggro Shaman.
Yeah, I think Reno Mage was really well positioned after that priest ban. Probably Drudded's thinking.
There was very little that, I mean, you have like a chance, because it's rare that we see this in a non-aggro situation, but Reno Mage is just one of those decks that even its bad matchups you can still play through. Because I mean, even against a Pirate Warrior that's fully teched with like full-on minion build to deal with you, I mean, sometimes you can just draw really well. I mean, if you get that Volcanic Potion, pretty much the starting hand. If you get the starting hand that we saw coming out from Drudded this past game, you can really do stuff. I gotta say, I mean, someone should go back and watch the VOD and see, like, at what point the game could have been over. Because I feel like that game lasted about 20 minutes longer than it actually had to.
Yeah. Maybe something like that. But Drudge just wanted to be safe. I mean, it could have been a mid-range Jade Shaman.
That's true.
Better safe than sorry. These playoffs are serious business. Alright, so now
You
the
gotta-
Warlock gets a crack at the big bad aggro Shaman. I don't blame Gemini for just queuing up Shaman like this.
I mean, you have to assume that somewhere along the line, Shaman's going to get a win.
Oh yeah,
Like,
and this hand's amazing.
I mean, this hand is not bad at all. I
Dreaded
mean,
2 has an amazing hand, but it might just be one step behind a little too much, and that Jade Claws is perfect for the Peddler. In fact, you coin these Trogs out, don't you?
Oh yeah, double Tunnel Trog. I mean, your one concern is you get. I mean, if your opponent plays Doomsayer, then you get super punished.
That's true.
What is this? We see Bloodsail
Actually,
Corsair.
Oh yeah, if by doing it this way, by saving the coin, if there's a Doomsayer, the Doomsayer can get killed by doing Jade Claws, coin, South Sea Deckhand, assuming Patches doesn't get drawn.
Right. All right. So
then
we
there's
see
exactly
Bloodsail.
7 damage.
I think we're not talking enough about this Bloodsail Corsair coming to hand for Drudded.
Drudded runs Patches.
That's actually fantastic. I really like
Reno
that.
Warlock.
Yeah, Patches in Arena Warlock. Why not? Oh,
Oh
and drawing
no!
Patches. Oh no! It's all gone
no.
wrong. Gemini's master
Well,
plan has fallen apart at the seams.
I think you're fine to get the other Tunnel Trog here. It was good to save the resources earlier for the Doomsayer, but now.
No, I mean you have to Tunnel Trog coin claws, right? I mean that just makes too much sense.
Your coin's not gonna bail you out to get the 7/7 out earlier anyway.
Yeah, I mean you just play the Tunnel Trog here, and yeah, you got to coin out the Jade Claws. Just get a couple 2/3s down on the board, a couple River Crocs going at it. I like it. All right, so this Jade Claws is probably going to go into this Dark Peddler here. We're going to see instead some damage taking because you never want to get too low against Arena Warlock. You never know when they're going to break out something that really gets you, really punishes you for going low. All right, so I mean, this
people about playing this random one versus the. Okay, never mind. So Shadow Bolt on the 2/3 Tunnel Trog.
It's I could see it. Oh, we're gonna see Mortal Coil. Oh, okay. So you could Mortal Coil. Okay, we see Reno come into hand, so that makes the Soulfire a lot less tempting to play.
That's weird. I guess Kazakus is always going to get played next turn, but you figure you're always going to Shadow Bolt that Trog eventually.
All right, so we see
Flame
Totem coming in here. Could be an okay play.
Honestly, I think it either had to be the Flame Tongue or these two, or alternatively, you could just Hero Power and save the Flame Tongue to be used with these Chargers.
That's true. All right, so here we get a fantastic play though, because we have the Demon Wrath, right?
Demon Wrath into Patches. Oh no, the weapon got swung.
Oh no. All right, Bloodsail Corsair doesn't get value this day, but I mean you could still play it. There is a lot of weapon hate in this deck, my lord. There's a Harrison too. I mean, it could be. We could see him going all out to just get rid of any and all weapons.
Yeah,
if he has every anti-weapon card in the game.
Demon Wrath and Patches to save the day. I mean, Kazakus is very tempting, but if you do the Demon Wrath Patches play, you're making yourself live to turn 6 every time.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you're never not going to make it to turn 6 at that point. And I mean, there is maybe an argument for Kazakus just to get down the play, but I mean, now this is assuming he actually runs Patches. Although I have to imagine that if you have, if you have a Bloodsail Corsair, you have to run Patches, right? Like there's no excuse not to. I remember I was looking over the decks for the America's playoffs last weekend, and there was someone running a Patches Zoo that had actually 2 Bloodsail Corsairs in it.
Nice.
I think that was awesome. Deninja, actually.
That's sweet. Okay, there's the 4 damage AoE. So the Kazakus is happening. This could lead to pre-Reno death. Did he get armor?
Double flame. Yeah, he got armor.
Oh my god, he got the nuts. He got the nuts Kazakus potion. The only question is, will Gemini trade to play around it? To play around the 4 mana AoE. Oh no, why Trog?
Oh, no. We lost the Trog. The Trog is down. All right, so we're throwing in these little minions. Might have been some might have argued that you would want to save the Trog because of the potential to get bigger and to having more health.
Okay. Yep. So played around that. Now the potion is there. I mean, if the potion lets you live until Reno, you're pretty happy about that. Otherwise, there's Soulfire and Shadowbolt to take out the 7/7, but Shadowbolt's so scary.
That's true. I mean, Soulfire, you don't want to discard your Reno at this point. Like that would be absolute disaster.
What about? So the Shaman has 3 mana. If you were to Demon Wrath, you wouldn't be dead. But yeah, this just seems good. You can kill it off with the Shadow Bolt. You've neutralized the damage that it'll do next turn, at least, kind of.
All right, so here, I mean, I'm just a fan of small time Flame Tongue. Just get some damage going.
Do what you got to do. Bluff that card is a 1-drop by hovering over it.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, just you play this one.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can't.
You want that 3 damage for some top deck weapon thing.
Yeah, if your opponent doesn't have any AOE or any Reno, then you can really deal a lot of damage at that point. Oh, yeah, okay. Small time is not coming out. Shadowbolt seems okay to take care of the 7/7.
Yeah, with Shadowbolt and the amount of chargers used so far, I don't think you're ever dead.
Right. All right.
Like, what combination of cards would do it? Like not even Weapon, South Sea, Lava Burst would do it. Well, AoE's been used, but there's still Demon Wrath and there's still Patches. Let's not forget Patches.
Oh yeah, Patches. We haven't even seen Patches come out yet. I think he's got to save that for a weapon though.
Ooh, that Flame Tongue positioning not being between the 2 Feral Spirits will end up being a huge deal.
I think Gemini was just thinking that she wanted to attack with that other Flame Tongue, and still no small time coming out.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. That's pretty fair.
Small time is really Gemini really values having the small time in her hand.
So the Demon Wrath plus the charging Patches really isn't even that good anymore, because now these 2 Flame Tongues will stick around. They'll be at 4 damage, which not with the small time in hand, but if it was a damage card, could be different.
All right, come on, let's see Patches. All right, here we go.
Oh, the second Bruiser fits in perfectly, and yeah, there he is.
All right, here's Patches.
The Reno deck.
I mean, why not have the 2 most broken cards in the game all at once? Like the 2 deck-defining cards.
Oh wow,
that's why not have them both?
Pretty good, but
we're not gonna see
awkward. Oh, we're not gonna play it this turn. Sad.
And you can't attack with both Flame Tongues, unfortunately.
Not sure why it wouldn't get played. Gotta get through it eventually.
I mean, it could be Gemini is really, really afraid. I mean, now that she's seen this, Bloodsail Corsair, she realizes that Drudded is not a man who takes his weapon removal lightly. So she could be very well expecting to see not only Harrison but also Acidic Swamp Ooze and maybe even Toxic Sewer Ooze just thrown in just to make sure no weapons ever stay on the board for your opponent.
Yeah, with Brand in hand, I mean, the Toxic Sewer Ooze is pretty serious.
That's true. With Brand in hand, you could take off 2 charges. That would be too much. Yeah, I can understand.
All right. Reno, I think it's Reno's time. You could just tap Reno. There's plenty of options on board to just kill this stuff for free, and then Reno and Gemini probably won't give up. Didn't give up the last game, but the Ooze on the Doomhammer, you have to believe will be the the nail.
Well, Gemini won't give up, but it's doubtful if Drudded will ever allow the game to end. The game just might last forever.
Classic.
All right. Lightning Bolt with Small Time Bruiser seems okay. Doomhammer, it will be interesting to see if Gemini decides to go face.
The Doomhammer damage. I mean, this Doomhammer does 16 damage. We didn't see Rockbiters. I'd imagine there are no Rockbiters on top of double Earthshock.
No, I mean, but at the same time, I mean, why would you run Doomhammer and no Rockbiter? That's such a potent combo.
Yeah, it's not a bad standalone card.
I mean, it's significantly worse since the Rockbiter nerf. Because I mean, there was nothing like for 7 mana throwing 16 damage into your opponent's face.
Yeah,
But
like the previous game, I'm not sure that that going face was going to work, but going into minions certainly doesn't work. And yeah, I think Dread's gonna tap last too.
oh, just for the little bit extra.
Oh, you
Or
got a
not
tap.
even
You got
tap.
Farseer. Who cares?
But at the same time, I mean, you don't want to get down health because these aggro shamans, they can just put out
Dreaded.
so much burst damage all at once.
Dreaded is like someone who's like just inches from the finish line and just like reties their shoes to make sure they won't trip or something.
Reties their shoes, like, or it's like in Mario Kart, right, where you're in first place by a lot, but then you wait by the finish line with the banana you've been saving the entire race,
Yeah.
just so when your friend is coming up, you can throw it back and make sure they lose like 3 places.
There you go.
I've been both of those friends at one point in time, and several friendships were ended over that.
Yeah, Mario Kart serious business.
Oh, Mario Kart
Well,
is the
Reno
most serious business.
paid for his sins of cheating and healing, so that's good. And in the meantime, Dreaded's actually able to finish this game off, right?
Dreaded does in fact have lethal. The question is, will he take it? It looks like he's gonna take it though.
Yeah. Just with the oh my god, BM.
Oh, we're gonna see the Bran and Abyssal Enforcer to wipe out his entire
kill
board.
everything. Even Bran goes down.
Oh man, the humanity.
I don't even know if you can call that BM technically. Wow, so Dreaded's doing great. Dreaded only has to win with Warrior now, and Aggro Shaman just hasn't been doing it, mainly because of Reno.
Yeah, Reno's really been stopping it up. I think that the Earth Shocks and Doomhammer are interesting choices in the.
Yeah, they haven't been getting there. The Earth Shock was pretty good against the Mage, but
I mean, yeah, it did deactivate a Doomsayer, which was pretty useful.
Kind of missing the Aya. Things like Aya against these heavier decks you like to have.
All right, so we're going into game 3 now, and we're going to see the Mage come out instead versus this Warrior.
Gemini's trying to get her edge, although I guess Mage in general is good against all types of Warriors, whereas Aggro Shaman, maybe she's gotten the picture that the Aggro Shaman was getting targeted, and yeah, Dreaded actually did bring Control Warrior. So the Priest ban was just amazing.
Yeah, the Priest ban was just really good for Dreaded. We don't see enough Control Warrior, but we got to see 2 tonight, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, Control Warrior is definitely not bad. It can struggle against slower shamans, like mid-range Jade Shaman can do a number on it if they play it well.
Oh, it looks like we've got Tempo Mage coming out here, which is exciting.
And it can also struggle against, well, any Reno deck really. Although it looks like Gemini's on the Tempo Mage hype train, which there are several people in THL who are on this train.
Yeah, I know Sage is always very excited about Tempo Mage from an HSA perspective. And so we see the respect for the potential Pirate Warrior with the turn 1 mirror images coming out from Gemini.
Yeah, I kind of like that actually. Kind of a weird decision with Flamewaker in hand, but against Pirate Warrior, you don't get the luxury to wait for the perfect Flamewaker on turn 4. The board might just be a mess.
It's true. All right, Arcane and Elect. So for Dreaded, I mean the mirror images in the deck had to raise a little, had to raise some eyebrows. Had to raise his eyebrows just to
probably
just
not thinking if Dreaded had to guess, it's probably not Reno Mage at this point. There's really no Reno Mage list that fits that in.
It could be just very anti-aggro focused Reno Mage or something along those lines, but it seems unlikely.
Yeah, if Tempo Mage though, that's good news for Dreaded because Reno Mage is pretty bad for Control Warrior. Tempo Mage might be reasonable. Just gonna play the Dennis Arcane Missiles to play around Shield Slam, which is smart.
Oh yeah.
So calling them Dennis is a disservice. I mean, that was a fireball, so ultimately you want to hit him in the face anyway.
Right, but this shield block, Shield Slam looks fairly attractive against this Flamewaker, since that's like one of the big damage dealers of the deck. You just got to get rid of that.
Yeah. Alternatively, you could just wait for the brawl, since these mirror images, but these mirror images are always going to be a liability for that. There's also this in coin execute, which
That's not bad. I can
Yeah.
I can get behind that because it deals with the Thalnos as well.
burns the coin, but at the same time gets you a body out on the board, and you have the revenge to take these out at any point should the Ravaging Ghoul need to hit something. Which, I mean, that'll actually clear the Azure Drake. So, which I'm guessing you want to play just simply just to get these out. You got 2 of them, so.
Oh yeah, I mean you've got 2 5-cost minions in your hand. You can always use to draw a card. We're gonna see Forgotten Torch used just to clear off this 3/3, and I'm assuming a ping to your opponent's face. Probably not to your own mirror image. That seems like a tactical error. And thinking about it just a little bit, but decided
The
to
Azure
go with
Drake would have gotten dealt with, but at least it would have forced Treaded to do it. Now the Ali Armorsmith just comes out having a good time, which.
But
I mean,
Fireball is a pretty good response.
yeah, you might as well deal with it. Avoid letting Dreaded get armor with that thing, which it will if it kills these mirror images.
Yeah, that is free armor at that point. We're gonna see the Azure Drake come out this turn. Going to float 1 mana. All right, a Deathwing. So this is like the super anti-shaman focus, like Fibonacci type warrior.
Yeah, and Shaman's got to come out to play at some point. So even if the Mage does it, that's helpful for Dreaded.
All right,
so having saved that, gets to take out the Azure Drake really easily now. Just
and I could
save the axe too, I would imagine.
Just armor up. You might as well just click that hero power as much as possible.
And now at any point, the dirty rat's there. Once this mirror image is out of the way to deal with anything with the execute. Firelands Portal doesn't get the job done, but it's a start.
Yeah, it'll get it down to 2, which, you know, then something like an Arcane Blast or 2 turns of Fire Blasting, or just there are a number of things that could deal with that deal with it at that point. But we might
maybe
also
just
see
Azure Drake ping, and then if
Fireball
Azure Drake sticks, then your Firelands Portal does it. If it gets dealt with, then you've got Fireball Barnes. Nah.
We're gonna see Fireball ping maybe 1 turn later than might have been recommended.
Yeah.
But consistently floating 1 mana is one thing with Gemini. This whole game has consistently kind of felt a little bit like 1 turn late on the plays.
Not that it's the worst thing in the world. Oh wow, yeah, just completely
Burgley
no interest
Bully.
in trying to pull anything with the dirty rat. Wow, Burgley Bully. That's not very tempo-y, but it sure is good.
I mean, it gets you more value out of Antonidas.
Now's the best time to play it. There's nothing on the board.
You're gonna see a Barnes. Could pull a Ragnaros.
Mana Worm? Okay, I mean, you can buff it now.
That's true. Oh, so that's why she didn't do the draw first, is because in case Mana Worm came off.
In case Mana Worm, in case Sorcerer's Apprentice, there were several things. Wow.
Yeah,
okay. Whew. Okay, Mana Worm. You're not terribly sad if this gets brawled. It's fine.
Yeah, this is one of those boards that like feels bad to brawl as a warrior, because I mean it's a weak board now, but it could become just huge in.
It's probably the best you're gonna
seconds.
get. And the Mana Worms could do a lot of damage if left. Unintended, but you can just Revenge and Axe, but Revenge is one of your better execute activators, which could be very, very important.
The Revenge Sleep with the Fishes is also not
Sleep with the Fishes is picked up too. So yeah, that's kind of like another brawl at any point.
Yeah, I have to wonder if this is the build that runs 2 or just 1. I know that Fibonacci kind of goes between running 2 and 1. Gonna see just the armor up pass.
13 armor is good. Come at me, says Dreaded.
Dreaded just is not afraid.
I mean, Ragnaros is just complete overcommittal. Now this
is a brawl. We're gonna see Arcane Blast just to buff up the Mana Worms. Arcane Blast your own Barnes.
It's not the craziest thing in the world, or your mirror image, for that matter.
That's true. I mean, the mirror image isn't.
Well, now it's too late. Okay, so this most certainly gets brawled. So Dreaded is rewarded for patience, although I don't know what.
Oh,
this is gonna get. Wait,
Oh my lord! What a
now,
brawl this is
if the
gonna
Rag
be.
or the Antonidas survives, which is not the least likely thing in the world, oh my god, this turned out huge.
This is a big brawl.
Antonidas
Oh,
lives! What?
oh, we've got ourselves a game.
Okay, so yeah,
Commander
just
Sorcerer's
oh my god,
Apprentice.
Sorcerer's Apprentice. Just go. You
Go
can
with it.
you can
Firelands
play
Portal.
Fireball. Actually, it doesn't change anything.
Oh, you can go Firelands Portal, Arcane Blast your own Antonidas or something to
This
get in there with the fireballs. Or no, you can cast Fireball and then the fireball you generate and
I think
then
Fireball ping. Just wow. That brawl was. Whew.
that was one of the more high
Don't
stakes brawls I've
don't
ever
think
seen
you
in my life.
don't think you need to care about revenge at this point. Do you just accept that Antonidas is going to die and
I
just
mean, I think you
blast
have
him?
to. I mean, it kind of feels bad activating their
Oh yeah,
activating
you
X
you
for
totally
them,
you
but-
totally blast Antonidas because how can they get out of range from 2 fireballs and deal with Antonidas? You
that's
blast.
true.
You blast. You got Firelands Portal for the long run, but if Apprentice doesn't stick, then you can't cast both.
All right, we're gonna see a revenge, which will kill off the sad acolyte. What's an acolyte
Sad
to do?
Acolyte, execute. Yeah, and because of not having 2 fireballs, Dreaded could potentially come back. Not very likely.
Not super likely. That's not a lot of health that he has. Flame Waker
Never mind.
will
That
seal it up.
wraps it up. Should have gotten the 2 fireballs though, but even so, Gemini gets on the board with the Tempo Mage.
All right, yeah, Gemini will pick up the win with the Tempo Mage,
That
and
brawl.
yeah, Dreaded is up 2-1. So I mean, can Gemini reverse sweep this Control Warrior? Will that happen?
Yeah. Parallax needs this win, I'm pretty sure. If Dreaded can get it. Or no, this is 5-4. This is still very early in the match.
Oh yeah, it's still close. I mean, every match counts. Every point counts at this point in the season.
NW needs them way more than Parallax, though. Parallax could take a loss. They wouldn't be happy with it because they're undefeated and that hurts their pride, but they could deal with a loss and still be fine for the playoffs. Probably.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah, they're really high up. I mean, they're at what 126 after last week. That's a lot of points.
Something like that. Well, Gemini got confirmation that it was Control Warrior. Tempo Mage won. Do you try and queue up Warrior before Shaman?
Just to, I mean, give yourself a chance. I mean, it depends on the warrior, but I mean, against you don't typically want to queue a deck into its hard counter. I mean, you have no choice at this point. Like at some point, it's going to happen, but you never know. I mean, this week in my team's Tespa match, we ended up having to send Shaman into anti-Shaman Control Warrior and managed to pull it out because Shaman is a very powerful deck.
Shaman
and it can
gets
do
it
that.
done sometimes. Okay, yeah, Gemini throws the Shaman in because maybe Pirate Warrior is just worse.
Yeah, Pirate Warrior might honestly be worse against this Control Warrior.
That Southsea into the Flame Tongue turn is not bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
I wonder if Dreaded will react with Coin Revenge. It seems like a bit of an over reaction for what on the surface looks like 3 damage.
Yeah, and I mean, but in this matchup, I mean, a lot of people preach just remove everything, anything and everything, because your entire deck is removal. So
yeah,
you're always going to
I can
draw
get
more
behind
removal.
that for sure. So you Flame Tongue while the getting's good, right?
That's true. Totem Golem, there's also an argument for Totem Golem, just to get a chunky minion on the board.
Overload into the next turn where you'll be able to spend, make good use of what mana is available.
All right, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Revenge come down here, just because that 2-1
I like
and
Warax.
1-1. Oh yeah, Warax is much better. Yeah, never mind.
I think
just to take care of it.
The main point of Warax is because if there should be Feral Spirits, then you're just in huge trouble. You can't get to that Flame Tongue anymore for a while.
That's very true. Yeah, you just got to remove that Flame Tongue because that represents just a ton of damage. Blood Mage would almost certainly Revenge.
Both Blood Mage and Totem Golem play into a Whirlwind effect, but I think this is the better way to play into a Whirlwind effect, even though the other way would involve them using the charge of their axe, which...
Right, because there's no way Druid can let either a Totem Golem or a Blood Mage stick, but Blood Mage just feels a lot less valuable than Totem Golem in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, then you're forcing your opponent to have 2 Whirlwind effects to eventually remove it in combination with the War Axe. So, yeah, I like Blood Mage.
Yeah, and good news for Gemini is that it's not going to be the most efficient Whirlwind effect either. Obviously, Ravaging Ghoul would have been better every time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so the 7/7 shows up, and Druid has a way to deal with it. I see a way. It's not pretty.
That's true. You could face tank the 7, sit your Revenge deals 3.
Coining out the Ali Armorsmith seems pretty good too.
Oh yeah, I mean that blocks a lot. You don't want to activate Revenge on yourself though, just to remove one minion. That just seems like bad.
The Ali Armorsmith's great. Like the Aggro Shaman's not running Hex. The Flame Wreath will have to charge into it, and then by having that 2 mana, you could the next turn slam into Armor Up Shield Slam to kill it, because you would be at 4 mana.
That's true.
So coining Ali Armorsmith would have been very good, but Druid is a man and goes with the manly play. Oh no, oh yeah, Revenge is just way better than Shield Slam. But man, that shield block got picked up. The Shield Slam was very tempting.
Yeah, just to wait a little bit.
But Revenge at any time, like on demand, is just so good.
Yeah, and especially as you have the Ali Armorsmith to follow this up.
Right, which will get Earthshocked.
Yes, it will. Actually, I hadn't even. Yeah, Earthshock. Maybe that's why it's included. It's the anti shaman deck.
Oh, look at Gemini bluffing that. That Earthshock is something which would have been played in every instance if it was playable. Wow, this is so much burn now. This Earthshock's amazing, not only to get rid of the taunt, but the effect, like the armor gain.
Yeah, the Earthshock would be fantastic here. Looks like we may see the Jade Lightning Bolt instead, but Earthshock, I mean, this just feels like the best target for it, though. I mean, especially with all that burn in hand.
Is there merit to throwing some burn at the face right now? If you can get that total down to, well, 7, then you've got your little Golem and your Lava Burst Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, I see. I mean, I think Jade Lightning, just throwing Jade Lightning at the face seems really, really strong right now.
Face is going to be the place eventually, so might as well start.
Is he throwing a minion?
Now, so Gemma, she's going for the board control, which seems risky.
Yeah.
Druid's already in Revenge range, so...
Yeah, so I mean, there's really no reason to hold back from face. I think that many people would say that if you're the aggressive deck against a very control-heavy board clear-centric deck, that playing for board might not always be your best option, but just really looking to keep control of the board as much as possible. Because, I mean, you know, Shaman's good at that. We're going to see a spell damage totem. Doesn't affect a whole lot. I mean, and I guess it lets the Spirit Claws and Lightning Bolt take care of this.
It'd be great if you could do it with one hit. Spirit Claws and Lightning Bolt seems great. Just save the extra Lava Burst. Or wait, how's Maelstrom Portal change things?
Maelstrom Portal doesn't really change things. All right, so we're gonna see Arian on the side of Lava Burst here.
What Maelstrom could have done was before equipping the Spirit Claws, Maelstrom and Lava Burst would have lessened the armor gain by 2, but then you wouldn't have equipped the claws, which would have also been bad.
That's true.
So Revenge just clears at any point, so...
Yeah, Revenge can clear this. Fiery War Axe is pretty good. We're just gonna see execute War Axe. I mean, you've already dealt with 1/7/7, so you might as well. I guess he feels like using the execute on the Twin Roll is fine.
Really, really saving the Revenge and the Brawl for board clears at any point. I mean, it's gonna pay off with the Feral. Dreaded just needs to find, with both Ally Armorsmiths down and the shield block used, like, Justicar needs to get found at some point.
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like Justicar like is pretty close to game over. Like if you can't kill your opponent on the turn they drop Justicar, it just feels like it's just too much value all at once. So I mean, Revenge seems fantastic here.
Yeah, Revenge, just armor up.
Yeah, Revenge armor up, and then
It's just
yeah.
it's just the safest possible. Only one Flame Tongue Totem has gotten played, so clear the board at all times. Play around them.
I mean, and then in case things get really rocky, you still have Deathwing, so there's no real downside. Yeah, I just think this is like almost a snap Revenge armor up. Just
Yeah,
go for it. I mean, if they play anything, you can probably remove it with Grom or Fiery War Axe or both.
yeah. I don't think you brawl. Brawl has so much more potential with Dirty Rat. Oh, I mean, Dreaded is. It's not like to use the clears, just wants to get the Grom out there. I mean, this is pretty good too. You're not dead in this situation with how much burn's been used already.
Yeah, you have a 10-7, and now it's actually going to end up feeding another one.
Gemini cannot afford to deal with this. Needs to try and roll for spell power or spell damage. You're rolling a totem anyway this turn.
Oh yeah, you got to roll a totem. That's not spell damage. Gemini not too good at rolling the spell damage totems.
Taunt is good. So now the Revenge is going to pay off just to clear the board and kill over 3 turns.
Yeah, yeah, you just got the Grom able to slam into face.
You Maelstrom too. I think you Maelstrom too.
Yeah, I mean, you're never going to get a situation where Maelstrom's going to get any value other than giving you a 1-mana minion for 2. So we're just going to see a pass here. And now Revenge, well, he could hold on to Revenge another turn.
I think it's Revenge's time.
I mean, you think that, but Dreaded is just he loves saving cards. He just likes having that card advantage.
If Grom hits into these taunts, Grom's taking 2 damage anyway. So what's 3 damage collateral at this point?
All right, you're finally gonna see the trigger pulled on the Revenge. Yeah. Even bash face to set up for the lethal next turn with Gorehowl.
That would be bold.
Extra armor.
I think you just armor up. You could just equip the Gorehowl, but why not armor up?
Yeah, you could just armor up.
There will always be time to Gorehowl, right? When the time.
Yeah, and then if you want to get lethal next turn, you can just equip the Gorehowl, bash face, and go in. All right, so we should see what Totem, Tunnel Trog, Lightning Bolt, Maelstrom Portal to kill this Grom, right?
If the Totem spell damage, you could save the Maelstrom, but I don't know how good that is.
Oh, that's true.
Saving the Maelstrom, I mean.
Oh, Shifter's Eris. Everyone's favorite legendary.
Man, I love the music. Yeah. Well, Dewey Deathwing. I think maybe that was the reason to play the Gorehowl the turn before. So I mean, Deathwing could be played.
True. I think you may just see Bash on the Tunnel Trog.
Bash on the Tunnel Trog. Just equip the Gorehowl or armor up. Yeah, we knew where this was going. Lightning Bolt. Not what Gemini wanted to see. Gemini just wanted to see minions, which wouldn't have even helped.
Yeah, wouldn't have helped too much because. Yep, Shield Slam, and then there's still a Deathwing in hand. Spell damage finally comes out. Could Lightning Bolt just to take advantage of the spell damage while you still can.
What does Gemini need? Like, the one Earth Shock was used, so the draws aren't that dead. There's another Flame Wreath. There's Azure Drakes. Azure Drakes would be amazing.
Drakes would be good. Doomhammer would be a good start.
Doomhammer would be great. Azure Drakes would be great. These are what is needed.
Yeah, I mean, Azure Drake, draw into Doomhammer, and then just
Dreaded doesn't want to play that Gorehowl into an Ooze or anything. Does not want.
Has he seen any sort of weapon removal out of this Shaman?
No, but it might be there.
That's true. I mean,
it's the only reason to not play Gorehowl.
Oh, the Bloodsail Corsair in Dreaded's deck. Maybe he's thinking maybe someone else stole his idea
Ah, of
for another
course.
pirate. That THL espionage is too much
Bloodsail
sometimes.
Corsair has 2 health. He's not getting nerfed anytime soon, so.
You're very, I mean, maybe they'll just make it. How could you even nerf Bloodsail Corsair? Make it a 1/1?
Do we just brawl here?
I mean, I could. Yeah, I guess. I
Just
mean,
to
you're
play
never gonna
around
get.
the random Bloodlust, which
Yeah,
doesn't
I could see it.
exist.
Or just Ravaging Ghoul, Whirlwind, or Whirlwind Ravaging Ghoul seems okay.
Oh, those are all your Sleep with the Fishes activators, though.
That is true.
But I mean, you have Brawl, you have Deathwing. If things get out of hand, you're ready.
Yeah, you're ready to deal with any sort of board your opponent could ever put up.
Dreaded's just trying to find the 99.9% rather than the 95.
You just sometimes you gotta take a little bit of time to find the 100% optimal play.
Yeah, this is for NWA.
Yeah, you gotta keep it going. Flame Wreath.
Okay,
Faceless,
well
not
that
too
Shield
bad.
Slam might cost here, especially if a Healing Totem gets picked up. Because if Healing Totem's picked up, that Taunt Totem is standing very strong. Oh no, wait, never mind. It'll always die, unless that gets Lightning Bolted.
I think she's considering it. Yeah,
Alright.
Lightning Bolt gonna
And
come
then
out.
now would you expect Brawl? I mean, the Deathwing's just so sad because the Gorehow's there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Brawl seems okay. If the 7/7 wins, you're feeling really terrible about life.
Yeah. So because Ghoul's dead, the 7/7 can only die with Brawl.
Yeah, I
just-
mean, you have
you
to
just
you have to
brawl.
Brawl. There's no way you don't Brawl.
Like don't.
Or Deathwing. I mean, you could Deathwing.
I don't think Gemini would even roll the totem the following turn. Okay, so Deathwing gets played. It's a shame that Gorehall never got played, but I doubt it's going to matter unless like taunt totems are just hilarious.
Yeah. And now, yeah, I was gonna say now is the time for Gemini just to roll only
Oh,
taunt
never
items.
lucky. Where's Shield Bearer?
Well, you could still get
Where's
the
Voidwalker?
yeah,
Where's
Voidwalker.
tournament attendee?
Goldshire Footman,
Ah,
not here.
never lucky. Okay, that's useless. Well, we know where Deathwing's going.
You could deal 3 damage to your Deathwing just to once again assert dominance for NWA.
I mean, yeah, he gets toughened up. I saw the Cataclysm trailer where he's getting the armor plating pounded into him. It's not a happy time. No taunt. It's
No
over.
taunt, and that's just gonna be game.
Wow, the Deathwing pulls through.
Yep, Deathwing will do that. I mean, he comes in, he wrecks people, he yells "all shall burn" as he hits you in the face. It's just a general bad time. Yeah, and we are going to see Gemini for the first time in the series conceding, and that's going to be the game over to Dreaded of NWA over Gemini of Parallax.
Yeah, now NWA's up 9-5. They're up a full 4 points with 2 matches left to get played. So
yeah, they've got
that's
a
good.
little bit of a
NWA
buffer.
needs this. If they win over Parallax, that's going to be a huge statement for what's going on in yellow. Because I believe that word on the street was that Parallax had played Hearthstone Academy, and that was Hearthstone Academy's only loss.
That was our only loss, as a matter of fact. Although that was it felt like a personal victory for me because that was the inauguration of my super secret hunter strategy, which hopefully hasn't leaked out, or else I'm gonna be in trouble tomorrow.
Yeah, nerfs are coming, so we'll see.
That's
All right,
true,
we got the next match. We have next Captain Murdoch of Bad Hombres versus Zeroshio from Team 1600 Dust, and Murdoch has banned Zeroshio's Shaman, leaving him with Mage, Warlock, Warrior, and Murdoch's Druid was banned, leaving him with Mage, Shaman, Warlock. Now, fair warning. These will not be normal decks. Do not attempt to analyze these bans. Murdoch is a memester.
Well, I mean, he is on the meme team.
He is on the meme team. He is on the bad embrace. And this should be pretty fun.
Yeah, although I mean, I'm still waiting for that Murloc Druid that I was promised so many weeks ago that I still have yet to see.
Oh, they've queued up. So Murdoch has Mage, Shaman, Warlock. I'm a little sad there's no Rogue. I won't spoil what kind of Rogue the Ambers use, but as they've been called.
All right. Oh,
So
we've got that Murloc Shaman.
Murloc Shaman with very very aggressive opener. This is basically the nuts. You got one drop Murlocs with Bilefin into Murloc War Leader. You can just coin out the ones into the 2 into the 3 and win in some cases.
The world needs a Murloc version of Patches, I think. I think that's what Murlocs need.
That'd be great. It could be Murky, maybe.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Murky. He's my favorite HOTS character. He's like whenever I play HOTS,
he's top tier now, by the way.
I know. I'm excited about that. I haven't played him because I don't have a computer capable of running the game without crashing, but it's an exciting time.
Murloc Tidecaller coin Finley seems great.
Oh yeah.
Even if there's a weapon, you can still kill the small time. Because both these minions aren't dying.
All right, the pretty quick pick. Oh, what a top deck.
Yeah, so champion, and you definitely take out the 2/2, correct?
Oh yeah, you got to kill the 2/2. That
kill the,
I'm getting flashbacks.
Just protect the small time.
Yeah, you got to.
Because anything else is a dead small time. Whoa. Oh, okay. So the 2/2's dying, but it's just been determined that the champion was better.
I mean, with no weapons
because
in hand,
of the mage hero power, actually.
Yeah, and no weapons in hand as well.
Yeah. The mage hero power would have killed that champion had it killed the 2/2. So that's actually, yeah, can get behind that trading a lot.
All right.
Oh man, no play for a tempo pace deck on the turn.
That's not good.
To almost certain ruin.
Oh.
Wait, that's playable. That's playable next turn if Murdoch takes the value trade, which I imagine he will.
No, you ruined.
Okay, does not. Oh wait, but he's got. Oh, calling the finishers would have made it free too.
Yeah, it would have. That would have been exciting. I know that our old friend Dunamis has been ranking up the wild ladder like crazy with a deck utilizing the call and the finishers every fin combo.
Wow. I mean, it just speaks to the war leader there that you forego the guardian in order to take care of it. But oh my god, the call and the finishers, these dragon warriors have backed away from the days of ravaging ghoul.
Yeah, I mean, what's he gonna do? I mean, oh.
He can squeeze in flame tongue. I mean, two Murlocs can die this turn. It just doesn't look pretty. Like you're spending a War Axe into a 1/3 and something of 3 damage into a 1/1. If you really respect the everything is awesome.
I gotta say, after watching and casting them this season, I mean, much love to Sage and HSA, but I kind of hope I get traded to. You
want to be a bad hombre?
The bad hombres next season, I gotta say.
Oh my god, with this play, only one Murloc can die, and that's huge, because I think the Flame Tongue gets buffed as well by the everything.
Oh, it does!
You can buff Flame Tongue Totem itself. So...
Oh man.
No, play Flame Tongue. Play Flame Tongue. Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
Right in the middle.
We're going in.
Right in the middle.
I'm excited.
Right in the middle because, or maybe not. Oh, I guess because these jade things spawn on the left, but even it's oh my god. You can't afford the weapon, but who cares?
Doesn't even matter. Every fin is awesome. That's all you can say.
Core crime would be great to deal with this flame tongue. You could also execute it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, execute a 2/5 flame tongue.
Pretty desperate at this point. No, just gotta get a Blackwing Corruptor out there, big body to contest, I guess.
All right, well, Captain Murdoch's gotta just start slamming stuff to face. Oh, it's pirates.
It's a shame.
It's Water Shaman.
It's a shame the positioning doesn't really favor Patches here.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, you just got to throw all this to face, right?
Oh, he's got the hero power though. Could just no, just all face.
Oh yeah, you got to go
And
all
that
face
flame
here.
tongue fights back. Normally, it's very innocent.
I know the flame tongue is his turned his plowshare into a sword. He's going
Oh,
in.
that's some Civ terminology right there.
That is.
So Fierce
Uh,
Monkey is the best bet at survival. Does it? Does it? Like if you trade with that and the flame tongue, could ping and trade with the small time
yeah, and
and
then
then
that
monkey.
yeah, the fierce monkey coming out seems pretty okay. Oh,
Um, I think this leads to certain death.
wait.
Well, no,
Nope.
it depends. It depends on Murdoch having the second weapon. I think that Zeroshi was actually alive to the
Yeah, I
board
think so.
there. But you gotta
Well,
respect the Murlocs. So
that is
Murdoch comes out swinging the first game with Murloc shot.
he's taken no prisoners. I'm really excited to see the rest of it.
Yeah, so Shaman's down, and you can only imagine what's gonna happen from the mage now. What I'd be really impressed to see would be a mage with the water package with water elemental.
Oh, oh, that would be spicy. That would be exciting. I would be really excited to see that.
Yeah. So by the way, the Bad Hombres have no hopes of playoff contention. Just to
They're
make
just
that
playing.
clear.
They're just trying
And
to
neither
ruin
does
everyone else.
1600 Dust for the most part. Pink is kind of locked up. Um. So yeah, Flamewaker. Is this just Tempo Mage?
Oh, that's boring. I'm actually really disappointed in Captain Murdoch if this is just
Well,
tempo. It could be Tempo Mage with the Finja package.
yeah, it's true. It's true. Have to see. It keeps Flamewaker going first against Dragon Warrior. So I'm curious how this matchup might go. Seems like the Dragon Warrior should have a pretty good edge between the Chargers and the weapons and the Pirates even. You'd think that the Mage would get strained after a while, but it's actually really slow for the two of them.
Yeah, they both have super slow starts. It's like Control Warrior versus Freeze Mage all over again. All right, we
Decides
got.
not to play the weapon out. Now, if you play Flamewaker here, you know that it's dead to a Coin Korkron every time.
Oh yeah. Two fiery war axes in hand.
Just the monkey.
Not
Yeah,
really.
the war axes they pair with the slam. There's the curator. So Zeroshi is really good for the
Oh,
long
it
run
is.
here.
It is.
Water mage. So do you value like just the cheapness of Frostbolt and just sling a fireball
Yeah, I think so.
with Flamewaker? It seems weird, but
I mean, with Flamewaker in
I saw
hand, you
Raynad
might
make
as
this
well
play
run the
once, so
crossbow.
it must be good. He
Always
like
makes the right play.
he like fireballed something that had 3 health even, I think, when he could have Frostbolted it. It was very interesting.
All right, so this Twilight Guardian is active now with the other Twilight Guardian getting drawn. So that's pretty
Yeah,
exciting.
good timing and a fireball used, so you're perfectly happy to do it. Could just fireball this one too, but then there's just
Oh.
Azure Drake, and there's also Sorcerer's Apprentice. I feel like would be better next turn, where you could use it, like you could do both Frostbolt and missiles.
Yeah, because you could. I would have been a fan of Azure Drake this turn, and then next turn playing out Flamewaker and Sorcerer's Apprentice.
This
And then
Flamemaker
you,
needs to get himself on the board. I got a spectator bug. He's like hovering really close to Jaina. It's creepy.
oh, he's just creeping over her shoulder.
Yeah, he's real creepy. Okay, so he's just gonna die, so that's good.
It's a little
Opts
bit
to go with
unfortunate.
the wow double slam for a tempo based Dragon Warrior deck. This is like mega value going on.
Right. Oh, you can get a Finja off this.
That is amazing.
Oh,
You
well,
take
he
that
did
too.
get a Murloc. That's
Yeah,
not
just
bad.
kill it. Just kill it and ping it. It's a shame the War Leader wasn't playable, but I mean the
Yeah, that
axe
would
was
have
just
been
killing
good.
it, so that wouldn't have been good either. Just continue to slam these things, I'm guessing. Slam, kill.
And you could even
Dragon.
develop the Twilight Guardian, yeah.
Yeah, Zeroshi was just not running out of stuff. So much cycle, double slam even. Might even want to just play that small time while you can, just to avoid Patch's draw.
Yeah, that's true. Just
It would
put out
take the
dragon
coin, but
all time. Yeah, I mean the coin's not doing much for you at this point.
oh yeah, there's N'Zoth first mate too, but yeah, small time just seems okay. So we're preserving the coin. All right.
Yeah, okay. I mean, if you top deck Ragnaros, you can coin Ragnaros next turn. It's not bad. Oh man,
Oh
that
my
was a
God,
lot of missiles.
Drake Apprentice, and double missiles.
Woo!
So good. Now, where's the Finja?
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what were the odds that these missiles weren't going to kill everything?
Really? They were small. They were very small. I have not run the numbers, but I'm pretty sure they were small. I mean, you could just slam Curator here, but those are two minions that you hate to leave up.
You really do. So it involves Korkron to take out the Drake, and you could take out the apprentice, but it would involve Borax, which maybe that's fine. Like overriding the hook, who cares?
Oh, and then
Oh, that's a 6-mana
Oh,
Firelance portal.
that's fantastic. Draw.
Yeah, leaving the apprentice up really hurt.
Oh no.
Minion's terrible.
That's I think the
Bomb
worst thing.
squad.
I actually last weekend I won a game purely because my opponent got Bomb Squad off of Firelands
Well,
portal.
at least it's not N'Zoth. So
That's
Murdoch
true,
really
yeah.
wants the Finja because, like, you could just play these two war leaders at any point. It'd be fine, and
I mean,
he'll probably
it's
do it if he has to. But
6 mana for 2 5/4s. That's not bad.
yeah, so now thinks about taking it as starting to squeeze in armor ups too, because Zeroshio's taken quite a bit.
Yep. Oh, another Firelands portal, a great
I think
draw.
that's I think the Flamewaker Fireball might have been the call, but now. Okay,
Oh,
that's better than
two-
Bomb Squad. We take those.
Yeah, it's better than Bomb Squad. It's still not good, but it's an upgrade. Deathwing. Oh yeah, we saw the
Wow.
Deathwing last time.
Well, BGH is there. He's scary, but don't worry, Deathwing. Yeah, I mean, wow. It's just such a good hand, but Zeroshi is so low. You can coin out the Korkron, though, to kill the Bomb Squad, maybe. Or just armor up, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean he is getting pretty low. He's already
Might not
seen
even
one
want to
fireball.
change hero powers for a little while.
Yeah, I think it might be good to hold on to. Oh, we can see.
Where are
Drake.
you, Finja?
All right,
I'm
yeah,
just
no
gonna have to
Finja.
wait. Murdoch's just trying to end the game. I'm probably gonna play a war leader.
Oh yeah, you gotta.
Or
Or nope,
no?
he's just gonna play-
Okay. We're holding on. The war leader.
Holding out for the bluegill.
Yeah, I
turn
guess
into
so.
a
Like you
6/3.
hold out at least one war leader to like make sure that Finja can actually get a kill.
That's true.
Because yeah, it's kind of hard otherwise. Ouch. Armor up, and I mean, you don't want a Finja. It's scary. I mean,
You
Murdoch
could
can
just-
ping these down.
Yeah, get Drake, War Leader, Ping.
Oh, Mana Worm. Is he going to Frostbolt? No, you don't Frostbolt face. Don't Frostbolt anything?
I mean, I don't hate this. I feel like maybe you
Because if you
shouldn't.
Frostbolt the face, then you're not protecting your minions against the champion.
That's true. That's an okay draw. Yeah, you could just slam Rag armor up here.
Jeez, if it was anything but Rag, maybe. At some point, Deathwing's tempting. You just hope to hit one of these minions here.
Oh, but nope, it goes straight to the dome.
You ever
Archmage
just
after.
play that Antonidas?
Yeah, I think you just play Antonidas, Murloc, War Leader. Just go
So
face.
many cheap spells used.
Yeah, I think you just play it.
Alternatively, yeah, there's the Murlocs, which I think this makes Deathwing happen.
Oh yeah. And at this point, you have to be terrified for your life.
Oh, Finja, why?
No, never Finja. Feels
Has
bad.
to be
man.
Deathwing.
Oh yeah.
You don't even like Murgleton
Oh
coin
no.
Deathwing because you want your armor up.
Yeah, you have to Deathwing here.
Yeah, rip Rag.
Ragnaros is gone.
Oh my
That's
god!
such a good draw.
Wait, that's going to be guaranteed lethal the following turn because he can only armor up
Oh my
unless
god.
3 damage is found. But what 3 damage could be found? Both axes got used. Both Korkrons got used. And there's
That's just it.
there's no chargers, yeah. Like
Oh
you can kill the
man.
Antonidas, but it doesn't matter. That fireball's there.
That is
Water
That's
Mage
something.
is too strong.
Water Mage new meta.
That was something. Zeroshio thanks Murdoch. Murdoch is looking to complete the watery sweep.
The watery sweep.
So Water
Alright.
Water Warlock. Murloc Warlock is not unheard of.
No, I
You
was
know-
yeah.
You remember the name of that new one they got? 4 mana? Where you pay life instead of the mana cost?
See, with Murloc names, you just take like Bile, Tide, Hunter, Finn, and like just those words, and then arrange them in some way, and then you
Yeah.
have a deck, or you have a card. All right.
So I think Zeroshio's seen the writing on the wall. Oh no, this is
Oh, it's just handlock.
it's actually handlock. You can see right away as there are no duplicates. This is a bad hombre favorite. They love handlock. Wait,
I mean,
why
this-
does Zeroshio have Faceless Manipulator and Mage?
Or no, he.
Oh,
he's
no, that's
Zeroshi's
Warlock.
playing
Oh my
really well,
god.
Warlock.
That was Mage. I saw Reno
Alright.
things. I got confused.
Yeah, so it looks like Zeroshia is running a combo.
I think handlock might actually be pretty good against Reno Warlock because you
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, you've got the Twilight Drake.
you
You've
just
got
have
the
so
Mountain
many
Giants.
threats. They have Blast Crystal and Siphon. That's basically it. Oh, there's one of them, but ideally it wouldn't be happening on turn 4 if you could avoid it.
Yeah. Oh, and Faceless Shambler.
It's a good thing too that they'll get dealt with because yeah, Faceless Shambler. So
Really
Murdoch
make
will
things
have to
better.
figure out what to do on turn 3. You can either coin into Drake or Earthen Ring.
With the hand that you have, I feel like coining into Drake just isn't too great. I mean, with Faceless Shambler too, I could see it.
Coin Drake, yeah, it's all for the Faceless Shambler happening, but it kind of ruins the Mountain Giant for.
Yeah.
So
we're just gonna
by playing
see-
the Earthen Ring, you leave the door open. Lots of things.
I remember when Murloc Mage was merely a joke, and then
Oh,
we've
no,
seen it
it's
come into play. I'm
water.
still stuck on that game. All right.
So I think now, assuming this was the Reno mirror, yeah, if you have another play that's not Kazakus, you generally take it. Is my experience.
Yeah.
3-4. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna see the first of many threats to come slam down in here.
Yeah, you gotta go big. And
this
this is going to eat up the whole turn. It's gonna be Blast Crystal, and that's it.
Because there's no way you ever leave this up. Like you can't possibly. Yeah.
There's just no there's not even a good play to leave that.
Bog,
Bog
Creeper.
Bog
Oh
Champ.
man, I like it.
So just Twilight Drake
Yeah.
seems good,
We've
and then
got-
next turn you can Shambler as a possibility, or you can just siphon a threat. This is very, very flexible, and it all comes down to Captain Murdoch's deck just running 2-ofs and being very consistent at what it wants to do.
Yeah. It turns out when you can run 2 of a card, a lot of the time that's better than running 1 of a card.
Mm-hmm. Now Murdoch could do a really cool play here and hit and heal, but this is of course fine too.
Oh yeah.
You don't need to get too fancy. This is hard to deal with. A lot of Arena Locks don't even run Spellbreaker.
Yeah, I think most at this point, like most
Yeah,
Omen Spellbreaker.
like it's definitely the minority. You run it as a tech option, kind of for mirrors and stuff like Sylvanas', Doomsayers. Anything you can do, I can do better. Apparently.
All right, we're gonna see a hit in.
Now Murdoch's got Shadow Flame.
That's true. What are the Shadow
Doesn't really
Flame
work
options?
out.
Yeah, it
so
doesn't
well though.
do too well. I mean, with the Siphon Soul, he can remove both of the minions that Zeroshio has out.
Yeah. Do you
And then
need
actually-
to remove the 4/6, or is just Doman for 8 better?
Yeah, you probably don't need to. I mean, you want to pressure out the Reno as soon as possible.
Yeah. Pressure, like force them into Renoing on the turn where they might have rather done something else. Twisting
Yeah.
Nether, maybe.
I just realized Captain Murdoch has a really strong turn 10 play. If he can bait out Twisting Nether, then he has the bog creeper coin faceless shambler. Seems like a very strong play.
Interesting little hit there. Is going to make this dead for sure if it tries to go into the second rate bruiser. Well,
the
Emperor
merit
just
to
seems
just-
great. There's 4 through.
I was gonna say just Emperor might be good.
Yeah. There's also, I don't think you want to Shadow Flame. You could just hit with both of these and then Farseer the Drake.
Yeah, I like Farseer on the Drake right here.
Or is
Tap land.
Farseer necessary?
Maybe not. Maybe you just Sun Fury to just fill out your curve.
Yeah, and that'll probably make Zeroshio react with Twisting Nether at this point. I would think.
Probably.
Has Brand Kazakis now, that's great, so just needs to be able to do that, basically.
Yeah, I mean, doing it on a clear board is obviously preferable. But yeah, I think Twisting Nether seems pretty good here from Zeroshio.
Yeah, and
Probably
then,
go for the
oh wow,
Brand.
or do it now and risk everything. You're asking them to not have 6 damage, which I guess that's kind of
Oh.
hard.
That's interesting.
Oh.
Oh, those were good pulls.
Oh, okay, we're doing this.
Oh, that. Oh my. Wow. Okay.
Woo!
That turned out to be pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, we need PO right now.
That.
off
He's
this
really-
peddler. That was
Huh.
pretty gross. It's revenge for the Murlocs, I guess.
That's
Soulfire, not quite there.
That's something.
I
I'm still a little bit in shock from that turn that just happened.
think it pulled the best targets. Both of them.
Yeah, like everything that could have possibly gone right that turn went right.
So, if you play Emperor, you discount your Shadow Flame, you discount your Bog Creeper, which probably gives you the best chance to go back. It's so scary to leave Bran up,
It is. You don't want to do that, but you might have to.
because if you Soulfire the Bran, then you might be getting rid of one of your Shadow Flame or your Bog Creeper, maybe. It just doesn't seem like it's going to be the way that you come back on board. I think you could find a great Kazakis potion right here to buff your stuff.
Yeah, if you can get the give everyone health, that is just fantastic.
Great. Deal 5 is good. Summon the 5/5 is good. Oh, yep, there it
Even
is.
just before health,
Goldthorn.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'd imagine if there was Twisting Nether or any sort of clear, it would have been played that turn.
Oh, he went with the summon 2 friendly minions that died this game in deal 5, though.
Oh. Darn.
And then summon an 8/8 and gain 10.
It's a little funny. Alright, refresh and vendor for no negative value.
It's like a heal bot. I like it.
Like a heal bot at 1 less mana with 2 extra health, but it's not nearly as adorable.
Unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know though. He does give you food. He's
Yeah,
an upgrade.
is the way to people's hearts. So Shadow Flame, it's looking pretty good actually. You can clear the whole board. Or no, 1 mana off. Sorry,
So many
Shadow Flame.
possibilities.
1 mana off. Could have done it with the Mortal Coil on the Drake.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
1 mana off though. This is where Emperor would have been really helpful.
Mm-hmm. Lots
But
of plays.
Murdoch wanted to do another play rather than that turn. But this is kind of fine. Like, you dealt with the brand, admittedly too late.
Yeah.
Because Kazakis happened.
Yeah, that brand got a lot of value. And
Now
Captain
you
Murdoch,
know that's not a Reno deck. You can Alex draw
Yeah.
them at will. A Siphon got used, but what about these potions?
I mean, the summon 2 and deal 5 seems alright. I would do it to face, yeah.
You only miss 1 damage in protecting your Twilight Drake, right? So you potentially get 8
That's true.
damage.
That's true. Tapping last.
I
Ugh.
don't think there was anything that could have been resummoned that would affect that. So, unless that Mistress of Mixtures dies, let's
Okay.
see.
Oh, he could have done Mountain Giant Faceless Summoner. Faceless Shambler. He could have done Mountain Giant Faceless
yeah.
Shambler, but he has now lost that opportunity.
So 7 damage, only 11 burst needed for Zoroshio.
He does have 8 in hand. He could get more off of this Dark Peddler.
Yeah, too bad Brand's gone now. Could also just play it safe and play Alex. Oh yeah, Alex after that heal would have been really cool actually.
Yeah, and now there's a big minion on board, which will probably get Siphon sold.
This actually sets up for an Alex kill if the 8/8 could ever stick. Because with PO and Alex, that would be a kill. Or
Yeah,
no,
but
it'd be
here-
1 damage off, actually.
Here I think, yeah, we're going to see a tap Mountain Giant Siphon.
Yeah. And this Mountain Giant can only be answered now with Twisting Nether, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Unless the PO is going to get used, but the combo pieces are in hand. Just need to find Emperor and Leroy. 9 cards left, so
He'll get to it eventually.
this is the 4th threat. You Twisting Nether this, you're in great shape, or at least you should be.
Yeah, you should be fine. I mean, yeah, you're at really huge health. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna see. Just a quick note: I like that Captain Murdoch chooses to use the Legend card back just to show, like, I run these decks, but I'm good at the game.
I've seen the mountaintop.
I've been there before. I swear.
He has when he wants to. Okay, so the holding on to that ooze. Yeah, the question is, do you Jiraxis now? Honestly, it was the safest time to ever do it, with no Emperor, no combo discount.
Yeah.
You had well, Faceless Shambler in hand for the taunt.
Yeah, that is true. You can taunt up a 6/6 at will. Alright, we're gonna see Brand Peddler, I guess.
I'm just wondering, because in my mind, it seems like this Jiraxis might be the key to victory.
Yeah, you kind of want to get that down as soon as possible, I think.
I'll get
Mortal
that double
Coil.
flame at Battle Cry. Go, go, go. Do it.
Ooh.
Yes! He does not care. There's no Leroy to punish him.
1 mana, fireball yourself in the face. Seems
Oh,
good.
yeah, he gets it right back. Of course.
Oh, there we go.
Now, Abyssal Enforcer is amazing.
I'm just picturing the chat doing ruined versus saved immediately afterward.
This Abyssal Enforcer is amazing.
Yeah, it's not a bad pull.
Still looking for Emperor and Leroy. They are hiding. Not that they're really necessary. Zeroshio's gotten into such a good spot with Reno.
Yeah, Zeroshio is in
Still.
an extremely good spot.
Just double Doomsayer, maybe? Feels very...
I guess so. Double Doomsayer set up for Jiraxis.
Oh.
Oh no.
Murdoch's a man.
He's,
Yes. Kill it.
Murdoch has no fear.
Kill it. Oh, he doesn't want to kill it with Soulfire.
Murdoch knows no fear. Well, Zeroshio needs 1 damage, which he doesn't actually find.
Well, the good news is Murdoch does have a good hand to support Jiraxis. It's Shadow Flame and Faceless Shambler.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
Oh, so Defender's lethal with PO and Soulfire?
But I don't think he sees it.
No.
What's his plan for dealing with Doomsayer? You gonna corruption the Doomsayer?
Oh my god.
Is that the plan?
Oh
no.
my god. He meant... Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, everything is falling apart. Oh man.
Oh no. Oh no. So lethal was missed and the Doomsayer wasn't. Did he misclick?
Oh no, it looked pretty, at least from this point of view, it looked pretty
Oh my
looked
god,
pretty
and
intentional.
the Leroy, nothing's discounted.
And he's
nothing-
still 1 damage off, even with the Hellfire Soulfire. He's still 1 off.
So now's the time for, what if we just did like, just like got in the ooze and the corruption and the Doomsayer and just like make a really awkward board to try and lead into just Leroy Faceless, basically. Just like make it as awkward as possible to lead into that.
Tap last.
Tapping last.
Ah.
Uh,
Freshman Vendor doesn't take him out of the Leroy Faceless Lethal
now
range.
this is 12 damage plus 20, so with the weapon it would have been 2 damage off. Yeah, but losing the taunt will seal it to Leroy.
Oh no! Oh man,
Just
that
Leroy
I don't know
Faceless.
if I can. I don't know if I can take another game of this series, Slim. It's been too much of an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, there's no water in this deck. Very parched. Okay, so
Okay.
Handlock goes down to combo Reno Lock.
Ah,
Somehow
oh.
all the threats were dealt with, which is pretty amazing for a deck
Well, it's
of
easy to
1-ups.
deal with them when you steal all of them with a Bran mind control tech.
Alright. Yeah, that was extremely fortunate. Speaking of water package, I'm extremely thirsty. I'll be back very, very quickly.
All right. All right. So while Slimsha's gone, HSA best team, and nobody else can even compare. So we're seeing now a mage, probably not a water mage like we saw previously. Up against this, looks like a Reno mage up against this Handlock, so that could be interesting. I mean, I feel like
The water package is in my cup.
Okay, good. That's all that anyone. That's all that we needed. All right, so I was thinking though that the Handlock, I mean, with the number of threats it can throw out.
Yeah. That Reno Mage similarly won't be able to deal with it. Yeah, they need polymorph. Yeah, they have less they have better like cheap single target removal for small things, but less like big stuff. Like
All right.
it's basically just polymorph.
Yeah, that's true. Like it's polymorph and like a really big I mean, if you had a flame lance or a really big forbidden flame, I mean that's about.
Mm-hmm. So the Cabal Courier was coined out. I wonder why.
That's certainly a curious one. All right,
You
so
know,
we're gonna see
most
this
Reno
mountain
mages
jump.
play Antonidas. Oh,
Oh,
there
What is
are
this?
2 water elementals in.
oh no, was the other water elemental gotten off of? Cabal
Oh
Courier?
yeah,
That
it
might
was.
have
Oh
been.
my god. Wow,
Sap,
so Faceless
Sap terrible
Shambler, I would
castings.
imagine.
All right, yeah, Faceless Shambler seems good.
Wow, Murdoch has the brand. Like, this brand is insane. He's got brand with 2 Dark Peddlers, with Argus, with Farseer. This brand's amazing at any point. And this board's just so beefy, but Arcane Blast and a trade from the Water Elemental gets it done, but it's still not
that's
a great
an 8-8.
spot.
Yeah, there's still an 8-8 out there. I mean, you could Dark Peddler Twilight Drake here. That seems fine.
Or Twilight Drake Sun Fury.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah, just to save a little bit of
Not that either
face
of these
damage.
minions hitting your face is very good, but in addition to the spells that they might be empowering,
Oh, that's a big pickup.
it's essential at this point. So the Blizzard's really good. It helps set up a Firelands portal to take out. You would think the Mountain Giant, but I wonder if Murdoch will go ahead and heal.
Yeah, just Farseer.
Maybe even Argus.
Yeah, Argus. Yeah, Argus Farseer seems pretty good.
How does this match up going into Flame Strike?
Oh, I like this.
Oh, okay.
Too.
Plays around the Flame Strike by just Shadow Flaming. Not the most efficient use, but good enough.
Yeah, that's
Get
a
the
strong
job
play.
done. So
Like,
Firelands Portal is basically done.
Actually, if neither of these minions
there's
gets
really
removed,
nothing.
if neither of these minions gets removed, that's just lethal with Argus. That's just lethal for Captain Murdoch.
And there's nothing Zeroshu can do right other than getting like a taunt for just trying to do the Doomsayer to make it awkward, but it's just gonna lead to death.
Yeah, and I think
Pretty
that's just gonna be
amazing.
it.
These big minions, I mean, when you've got one polymorph and you don't draw, that's
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
Uh-oh.
Is this
Hopefully he sees
BM
it.
or does he not see it? Oh, he gets the Elven Archer. Elven Archer plus Bran. Do
Yeah,
it.
Bran Elven Archer for lethal. You gotta
Elven
do it.
Archer Bran.
There's no way you don't do that.
Wait. Oh man, Murdoch either doesn't see it or he's quite the showman.
I think he sees it now.
I wish he
Man,
did
he didn't go for this style play.
I don't know why. Maybe he just didn't see it at first, because... but then I don't know why he tried the Peddler. Wow, so... Man, Bad Hombres got him. Also... wait, the Bad Hombres are up 12 points to 7
Oh,
against
Bad Hombres are getting
1600
it done.
does.
I think that
Homers.
guarantees them the week win, right?
Wow.
Right about. That's Bad Hombres are getting it done. I'm telling you, I want to be an Hombre at some point.
Well, let Captain Murdoch know that you liked his decks, and season 6 will happen soon. But yeah,
That's true.
that's gonna be it.
All right, yeah, that was a really good final series. I'm glad. I always like to cast the Bad Hombres because they always keep it interesting.
That was sick. Yeah, so that's it for Salty Saturday this week. There's only going to be 1 week left after this, so be sure to look into. I'm not sure if after the salt settles, I would imagine they'd be looking at the playoffs for SHL more, but definitely look at Tavern Talk and that to see any inklings of playoff pictures that might be forming, because yeah, time's really running out, and the playoffs are coming.
Yeah, they're coming up fast, and it'll be interesting playoffs for sure. I mean, there are a lot of there are a lot of really huge teams in the the two splits that that we haven't really seen play. Like we haven't seen something like Parallax versus Supreme or something along those lines, like some of the big Titanic matchups.
Supreme's been hurt in the last few weeks, but yeah, that would be interesting. We just gotta pull it together, and hopefully these nerfs shake things up too. That'll be something to look out for next week.
Oh, that's true. Those
Also,
are happening on Tuesday, right?
They should be live Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday's when they do patches. It's February 28th. They said it was going to be the end of the month, so there's nothing really official, but like all signs are pointing to Tuesday. They said it would be the end of February, and that's the end of February.
Well, I, for one, am excited for the 9th class to be re-added to Hearthstone. They removed it for a couple months in there, but I'm looking forward to Hunter being a class once more.
Yeah, me too. I might submit it. We'll see. Don't tell my opponent. Anyway, that's all for Salty Saturday. Next week, last one before playoffs, and yeah, the season's wrapping up slowly but surely. So, have a good night, Bad Hombres.
Yeah, Bad Hombre is too strong.